Based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
Welcome to the May Springtime Sales Event at Kia of Vacaville. Are you ready for an exceptional automotive journey? We're excited to present to you the pinnacle of automotive excellence, the Kia Telluride. As May unfolds, come explore the remarkable features of the Kia Telluride. Beyond being just a vehicle, it embodies a lifestyle. With its seamless blend of sophistication and practicality, the Telluride is ready to elevate your driving experience to extraordinary heights. Whether you're embarking on a family getaway or navigating busy city streets, the Kia Telluride offers unparalleled comfort and innovation. Moreover, with Kia's unwavering commitment to safety and reliability, you can drive with absolute confidence wherever your adventures take you. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Experience the exceptional Kia Telluride firsthand. Visit us today at Kia of Vacaville and take advantage of exclusive offers during the May Springtime Sales Event. Your adventure awaits. Kia of Vacaville, where innovation meets excellence. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia of Vacaville for more details.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Well, Drape's still on vacation, but look who's back. Jay Johnson is back with us. What's up, Jay?
What's going on, big time?
Well, you tell me what's up in Vegas. How much money did you win on the Kentucky Derby?
Man, I lost every little bit of shingles and shillings and coins and bitcoins and apples and oranges.
Really?
No, you know the crazy part is we had Christina Blackard on from FanDuel TVG, and I spoke to another 2 or 3 people that I trust in the horse game, and everyone said, if the track is wet, Mystic Dan is the horse to choose.
I remember that, yeah.
If it's not, then they won't even probably register.
And it was supposed to rain, but it didn't, right?
It did
overnight.
not. Yes, it ran. It rained the week before during the Kentucky Oaks, which is when the female horses run on Friday. So the track was wet then, but not on Saturday when the male horses were going back and forth, racing. And so no one had Mystic Dan, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at the MGM watching it live, and I saw one gentleman lift their arms up as if they won something.
Really?
Everybody else completely.
Didn't you have the horse that nearly
at
won?
Sierra Leone? Yeah, at Sierra, as did Miss Simone.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I would have had Forever Young. I didn't actually wager, just fun bucks.
Yep.
My horse.
Japanese style.
Yeah.
So I had Forever Young in an exacta box, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is you pick 6 horses, and which two of the horses have to finish first and second. So I had Forever Young. Of course, I had Sierra Leone, but they finished second and third. So,
close.
I took the La Leezy.
But you had a good time for your birthday?
Oh, loved it. Every minute of it. The fight was in town. Canelo, got to see Mike Epps and friends. Nice. There was a huge, allegedly, but there was a huge concert planned on Saturday at Lovers and Friends, I think is what it was called. And Las Vegas, they actually canceled it because due to the winds. Oh. Now, I don't know, man. It was a little funny to me. The winds weren't blowing that hard to me. Let me just say that. It was in the high 80s. And so there were some people who were in town who had spent a lot of money on tickets, hotels, flights. I was already scheduled. The wifey was taking me to Mike Epps that night. And so T.I., rapper, made a surprise entrance. So did Michael Blackson, who's a comedian. A couple people started jumping on because they had nothing to do. They were in town, and allegedly the concert, that was supposed to happen didn't happen. So just a beautiful, beautiful weekend, man. Loved it. Yeah.
Great. Glad you're back with us, but I got to
got to see Drapes too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, me and Drapes connected for dinner.
Yeah,
we connected and everything.
So is he still there? He went to Arizona?
I believe he went to Arizona. Yeah, he's continuing his golfing foray right now. Yeah, so he came to Vegas a couple of days, got to meet, I was going to say drinks. He didn't drink. He drank Coca-Cola. Yeah, sure. I had a few drinks and we had dinner. Just a beautiful time.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. What would you do in this situation? Speaking of wagers, there's a guy by the name of Wayne Shelton.
Yes.
And he went to his first NBA playoff game Tuesday between the Mavericks and the Thunder, and he's got something at stake here. He avidly watches and bets on sports, as you may have read at ESPN, and he does long-term bets. So he bets, he doesn't like bet and then the next day to win. So he bets like how a team's going to do during the season. He says, I plant seeds throughout the year. So he last year had money on the Texas Rangers to win it all. A month into the season, he noticed they had a really good run differential. So he said, okay, I will take them. He knows somebody, a family member who's not really into sports, who likes the Chiefs. So he took the Rangers and the Chiefs.
Come on.
And for his third team as part of this parlay, he decided to take a team that he thought was really up and coming last year, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So Rangers win, Chiefs win. If the Thunder win, this guy, Wayne Shelton, picks up $1.7 million.
Really?
So if you're him, and there's organizations now that like they will buy it from him, and so he can wait and see if he makes $1.7 million, or he could sell it now. He says he's gotten offers for $100,000. He's hoping that he may get more. What would you do, Jay? Do you ride this out, or do you sell your ticket for $100,000? If not, how high do you need that price to go before you sell?
100K versus 1.7.
But the 1.7 is still pretty iffy.
Yeah, but you ride OKC. I'm taking OKC, and it'll get more. It's like, let's make a deal. As the briefcases fall around you,
right?
As we see Denver, right now is on shaky ground like an earthquake. At this point, OKC's got an opportunity to make some noise. It looks like they have a good grip on what Dallas is doing. Now, it's only been a game or two, but we'll see how it go. Yep.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, I'm moving my opportunity a little bit further. I will say this though, he didn't get lucky with the Chiefs. Man, I don't need you to create a story like you Dr. Seuss or why you picked the Chiefs. And then the Rangers, okay, that's a good pick. Even though they were loaded last year, a lot of people thought they had an opportunity to make it
but
to
he
the
got
playoffs.
them at 22-1.
I like it.
Yeah. So if the Thunder were to lose tonight, I think I would sell.
No, come on, man. If it's 1-1?
1-1 and going back to Dallas?
You're taking six figures when you can hit seven?
Because if they lose the next game.
This is the same guy who doesn't want to even trade in none of these baseball cards you're walking around with. And you want this man to sell his six figures ticket?
There's no way they're going to win the championship. I love the Thunder. They got to win this. Then they'd have to beat Minnesota. Then they'd have to beat presumably Boston.
You think they beat Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay. So you at least let the briefcase fall. What if Boston loses?
I'm hanging on to it if they win tonight. And then if they lose the next game, that's okay.
Oh, man.
But if it's even after the first two games in OKC, I'm wearing my John Fisher shirt.
Yeah, okay.
Sell.
That's scared money right there. White, you're better than that.
Yeah, but it's a lot of scared money.
Yeah, but What was the original bet? Give it to me one more time. The original
that's a good
bet.
question, and I don't think I actually gave you that. I may.
What did he initially put down?
It's a great question, and he packaged the 3 championship futures into a $100 parlay to build a new futures ticket. And it was a deal with, let's see, DraftKings. They offered him a high limit 50% profit boost, and he said, "Well, I got to take a shot here."
Sure.
So yeah, that's where he is.
Yeah, I'm not letting that go. I think they beat Dallas. You would almost have to be 3-2 for Dallas.
Down 3-2.
Yeah, I'd be down 3-2 for Dallas. Yeah, for me to sell.
Then you're gonna get I'll give you
50 bands. No, come on now. You're not getting. You're gonna get a little more than that.
Yeah. He says he's gotten offers for $200,000 or more, but he says they weren't legit offers. He says legitimately he's been offered about $100,000 at this point.
Now you guys see me at $250,000. Whoever's shooting at is shooting low right now. And I understand you still have to win 3 rounds, but OKC finished number 1 in the West. They have an opportunity to go up 2-0. Even if it goes 1, like you would have to be, for me, Dallas would have to be up 3-2 going back to Dallas for me to sell it. Then I mean, 10K, 50K, whatever. It doesn't matter. You spent $100. I'm holding on.
He had a 1 offer set up, as I said. Let's see. White Glove Bet set him up with WagerWire. They facilitated an offer to the guy, $100,000 for your ticket. He turned it down. He said that DraftKings cash out was $55,000. So he said that's a pretty fair offer with $100,000, but he said nope, not doing it.
Yeah, I'm looking for at least $250,000, not yet.
But if Luka goes off tonight or Kyrie goes off,
I'm
and
not
it's 1-1,
you got to do it 3 times.
Remember me? Let's talk about that.
Nah, you got to do it 3 times. Got to show me. I don't believe in Daniel Gafford enough to beat me.
But it's not just Daniel Gafford.
Yeah,
it's.
Did you see how Luka was crying after game 1? He looks like Drake. Yeah, he's crying.
That's
so
what he does.
Yeah, I mean, let's go.
Yeah, you know what he does too, and I know that he's hurt. Everybody's hurt. You're probably hurt. I'm hurt. Simone's probably got something. We're all hurt, and so I know basketball players this time of year they're dealing with something. But when Luka is hurt, he makes sure you know it.
Of course,
misses a shot and then limping back down court a little bit. And I read something about Luka today that I've always felt but never realized I felt it. It was like one of those things, it's like an epiphany where you read something like, yes, that's so true. There's an article about Luka, I think, in The Ringer. And there's an anonymous executive who's been watching for a long time who says, look, Luka loves to perform. And sometimes he's performing more than he's competing. And when I read that, I thought, that is exactly right. That's what I don't like about Luka. Great player, talented player, but just a little too.
So what are you saying? He's in the drama department?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
A little too camera
little stage
aware.
play?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He knows the spotlight's on him, and he's enjoying it thoroughly. And so some of his gifts perhaps are wasted. I'm not a Luka fan.
You would have took him on Sacramento, though.
Yeah. Why do you have to bring that up?
I mean, listen. Let's just keep it, because I understand what you're saying. And I think there are a few other players that's like that. Jokic just kind of, he's demonstrative in some of his actions.
A little flopsy wopsy.
Yeah, he does, a little Vlade Divac style. But I will say this. I'm not the biggest Luka fan because he's not on my team. Right? And he's kind of one of those guys. I respect what he does because he's a baller. It does behoove me, though, to see how someone, I don't want to say non-athletic because he is athletic, but he's slow.
He's a little for a pro basketball guard, on the heavy side. That's fine.
I can't understand, which lets me know he's got to have game, or the defense in the NBA is just atrocious now. He still gets it done, and so
I know.
You got to give him some love on that, White. Just like you got to sell that ticket.
Definitely got to sell it. You're right.
You got to sell that ticket, man.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for $250,000 though.
Okay. When we come back, we'll ask Jay, our clutch player still in the playoffs question. Also, they're down 2-0, but I still would rather be the Pacers right now. Don't forget, bottom of the hour, Alex Smith is going to join us. Jay is back. It's the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Alex Smith joining us, bottom of the hour. Jay is back today, but I got to start with this because this just is not true. On the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Somebody has the audacity to suggest that I don't like Lithuanians, Latvians, Estonians, or Eastern Europeans. I'm actually a huge fan of all the Saboni, Domantas and his dad. And I didn't know this, Jay, until 5-6 years ago. I'm actually Slovakian, which is a country in Central Eastern Europe. Yeah, it's one of those things we didn't know.
What'd you do, a 23andMe or something?
Somebody in the family did, and they had a family reunion, and we all thought I was German, which, it's fine. But, and then someone said, no, we're actually Slovakian. So it cannot be, Texture. You are wrong. I embrace my Slovakian heritage.
Love it. I like where you're going, brother.
Yeah.
Got a few things running through that blood, bloodline, huh?
Sure, I guess so.
As do we all.
Yeah. Do you think that the Knicks have this thing wrapped up despite all their injuries? Because I still think I'd rather be the Pacers in this series.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to be the Pacers down 0-2, but I think there's an opportunity. And as we always talk about, and we've heard over the years, right, a series doesn't start until somebody wins on the road. The Knicks are definitely banged up. Jalen Brunson came in with the Walt Frazier type situation, right? Or Willis Reed, excuse me.
On the anniversary of when that happened.
They were talking about it yesterday, I believe, as I was sitting, had plenty of time to sit down yesterday. And so I was listening to someone, I can't remember, on NBA radio, and they were talking about it, maybe Camlin, Antonio Daniels. But I would love to be the Pacers going home, having the opportunity to ball and do what you need to do. The Knicks at this point with OG, and I haven't seen anything. Have you seen anything that lets me what's going on with OG yet?
What you saw, which is when it happened. Okay. And I'm thinking I won't be surprised if he's not coming back. But to your point, we have
for the rest of the series.
Yeah. But that's just speculation.
Yeah,
because it looked bad.
It did. And at this point, when you really look at the Knicks bench, they're not that deep anymore.
Nope. They're Mitchell really Robinson's hurt. Yes. Julius Randle's out already.
Yes. So I think the Pacers, I don't want to say are in a good spot because you're down 0-2, but I think they're in a favorable spot going back home and, looking to even up the series. It sounds like you want to be a Pacer, like you want to be Miles Turner's teammate. Is that what it is?
I told you the Knicks are my official team this postseason.
Right.
Remember?
Yes.
I'm just saying right now that's depending on OG's status. That's a steep mountain for them to climb. True. They just run out of guys. It was funny. They asked Tibbs about it last night. Tibbs, like, the last thing he wants to do is talk during a game. But then if he has to talk during a game, the last thing he wants to talk about is an injury to OG Anunoby. So he did one of those things like, well, Alec Burks, the next man. And he starts walking off before he's even finished,
Mm-hmm.
But that underscores how difficult this could be for them. To their credit, they hung on last night. Brunson's unbelievable. We had a little question yesterday, Jay. I was asking Emil and Simone and the smartest listeners and viewers in radio of all the players that are still playing in the playoffs. You got the game on the line. You got one guy and give the ball to. Presumably he'll get the last shot. Who do you want to have the ball? I'll let you answer. There was a consensus. I was a little off the consensus, but most of the people said Ant-Man. They would want him. I went with Brunson. Because as we saw last night, he's just, and you can't go wrong with either guy.
Right.
Brunson is just, he's unstoppable right now. When everything says, oh, they should be able to stop him. He's not that tall. You know where the ball's going. And yet somehow, some way, whether he's got an injured foot or not, he still finds a way to get to the bottom of the circle, flip it up and in.
Okay. I'm nixing the Pacers because no one on the Pacers excites me. As much as I think people want to say Jason Tatum, there's been some times he's kind of ducked out. He's peekabooed in the playoffs.
He got a few mentions, but he was probably top 5.
I can't know Brown, so let's nick the Boston.
Which Dallas player do you have higher? Getting back to what we were just talking about.
I'm giving
really
Luka, and
I have Kyrie.
I'm leaning toward Luka. Is probably my guy.
You're number 1?
Yeah.
You're just trying to irritate
Well,
me.
No. The thing about it is we've seen it more than often with Luka, and I understand the Kyrie situation too. And I think Kyrie's in a good zone, but there's been some times in the playoffs, and everybody points to the jump shot he hit with Cleveland, but there's been plenty of times Kyrie hasn't showed up in the playoffs. There's been plenty of times he has. He's like Jason Tatum. The Ant-Man thing is interesting because he's the now. Yep. He's the right now. I've seen Ant-Man miss game-winning shots. Think he's hot. Think he's riding a hot hand. But let's see it a little bit further. Right now, he hasn't had to hit a game-winning shot to the best of my knowledge. And so this year, I'm trying to think if there's one. No.
I had Jamal Murray on my list. I
was thinking about Jamal as well because we've seen it doing numerous times. I would like to say, D Mitch, but he doesn't get it done all the time. I'd probably go Luka.
That's I'd probably go Luka. But I see where you're going. By the way, you haven't been here. I thought way too much was made of the Jamal Murray throwing of the heating pad. Yeah, it was unfortunate, but a lot of people who work here were saying he should have been suspended and he was fined and now we move on. I was fine with that. I didn't need him to be suspended, and I'm ready to move on and just forget about the whole thing. Do you have any thoughts on that? People were really mad about that.
Yeah, I thought he was out of pocket. I mean, he's kind of ducked and dodged the questions. I know he had a quick conversation, but he didn't really say much. I know we talked about this is keeping it in the circle, his NBA family and all that jazz. That sounds good, but you still got to answer the question. Don't duck from it. What were you doing? Did it slip? Were you throwing it out? What? I don't know what technically happened because we haven't got the A side. We haven't heard from the horse himself going back to the Derby. But I'd say this: he has to speak about it. And honestly, Denver's PR and communications team, as much as I know this is a playoff run, and I think this the other part, Denver's getting smacked around so much. I don't know. I think they confused. The whole organization is confused.
I agree
about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I don't think they expect it to look this bad to a Minnesota team, especially without Rudy Gobert in game 2.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm not all he should be suspended 18 games and all that type of stuff. I do think he needs to fess up to what happened. I could see him being suspended for a game. Because we hear what happens with fans, like people get their tickets revoked. They never can come back. Have to go to the paddy wagon downstairs at the arena. Like there's plenty of things that happen to fans, and so I think he has to answer what's going on.
I'm sorry, but to the point you're making, your boy Pat Beverly got 4 games.
I know he got 4. Absolutely,
but he didn't have a team, so it might not matter.
Oh no. Sacramento Kings should be all invested in that. Let me say that. But I like to hear what he has to say. I'm pretty sure he's probably had a conversation or two with the NBA brass. I would, and this is the toughest part, he should not be suspended in the playoffs because I think it takes from him. This is a different season. Suspend him just like Pat Beverly. Suspend him next year for a game or 2. Don't take him away from right now because this is when it really matters. And, it's not like he punched anybody. I don't know what he was trying to do. And so I'm trying to get an understanding of, what were you trying to trip somebody? Did it fall? Did it slip out your hand? You sweaty? What's your excuse? Give me your excuse first before I can get an understanding.
Yeah, supposedly it's ejectionable if he threw it at the official.
Sure.
We don't know if he did. Maybe that's one reason why he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to lie about it. He doesn't want to say that I threw it at him, but like everything else that night I missed. Maybe he doesn't want to go there. To me, the more interesting aspect of it is what you just said. The Nuggets right now don't know what hit them. I mean, they literally don't know what hit them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the frustration he showed, and you saw it from Aaron Gordon and some from Jokic and Michael Malone, they're grasping at straws. Like they're trying to blame the officials, but deep down they know that I don't know what happened, but we can't play with that team right now.
Yeah, the one thing Minnesota is, and they don't really press this upon the Sacramento Kings. So Sacramento Kings fans, if you haven't seen them outside of, playing the Kings, for whatever reason, the Kings match up decently with Minnesota. I'm not sure why, but it's funny because Minnesota is very, very athletic. They're very, very long at the same time, real big. You look around beside Conley, everything in that starting five is huge and long and athletic. And then you have guys like Jaden McDaniels and, guys like that who come in, and you got vets. I mean, they're loaded, but I think they're hot. And that's one of the pressing issues for Denver is I think they've run into a hot team. And Ant-Man is definitely trying to press his, impose his will on what the next step is. And that's why I think a lot of people are saying I'd go with Ant-Man for a game winner. Mm-hmm. I just need to see it. I believe he can do it. I've seen it in the regular season, but we all know this is a different ball game. And when that pressure, that pressure bust pipes, man, it's a little difficult when you got, you got to go at two players and two guys hanging off, and you got to hit a game winner to win a game in game 6 or 7.
Folsom Mike says there's something about Brunson I can't stand, a weird cockiness.
Really?
He doesn't offend me with his confidence and his swagger. To me, it's like a necessary part of what he does and how he does it.
He's tiny.
Yeah.
He's a mighty mite.
Yeah. Yeah. You say him and TJ McConnell, and they're like, it's like the Kentucky Derby, 2 horses on the rail, just banging on each other as they come up the floor.
Does Brunson touch you as cocky?
No.
He's quiet. You don't really hear him talk too much, outside of the necessary. You don't really see him too many places. A couple of the folks that I have, that where he played in Dallas, and I've talked to a few people that I know, sources say in New York, like most people, they don't really see him out. He's not at the club. I don't really see him. I don't get the cockiness part
either.
of it.
I'm with you. He plays
I
with
need
that
folks to Mike to
swagger,
explain that
but
to me
as a
little
smaller
bit.
guy, I think, like I said, Isaiah Thomas, same way. Those guys have to play that way.
The Napoleon effect.
Yeah. When they're because their whole lives. Well, I don't know about Brunson, but Isaiah Thomas, the one that was on the Kings, has talked about that. His whole life, people are saying you're too small. His whole life, he's had to prove I'm not. So he's had to play that way. I'm sure that applies to a degree to Brunson as well. Also, Rick Carlisle had some things to say about small markets, which we'll be getting into because some of that I think touches close to home for us here in Sacramento. But when we come back, we're going to turn our attention to the Dwight Clark event coming up in San Jose on May 16th. And to tell us more about that, former 49er quarterback Alex Smith joins the drive, guys, next on Sacktown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with installation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554, National Garage Door.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com. Elevate your golf game at Timber Creek Golf Course in Roseville. Just named to the prestigious Golfer's Choice 2024 Top 25 Public Golf Courses in all of California by Golf Pass. Timber Creek offers an unparalleled experience. Our revamped practice facility features a grass driving range, expanded putting greens, and a chipping area complete with sand traps. Whether you're a pro or just starting your golf journey, Timber Creek is the place to be. Visit us and discover why we're the talk of Sacramento and beyond. Unwind and tee off at Timber Creek Golf Course.
Guys, are you still dealing with loss of energy, poor sleep, weight gain, and even ED? Revive Men's Health Sacramento offers guaranteed low T and ED treatments. And this month only, qualified patients get a free 1-month supply of personalized ED medication, plus a free ED treatment producing immediate results. Availability is limited. Book your free exam and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hagen Oaks Demo Days is in the home stretch, and this is your last chance to register for an individual fitting appointment with the manufacturer's fitting staff from Ping, TaylorMade, Mizuno, Callaway, Cleveland, Strixon, and Zexio. You've waited many long months for the new golf season, and Hagen Oaks has your new golf gear right now. Book your individual Hagen Oaks Demo Days fitting appointment. Call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for your personal fitting. Hagen Oaks, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway or HagenOaks.com.
Across Sacramento, air conditioners are firing up, and with them, power bills are going through the roof. Are you ready for your utility bill to soar even higher next month? Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners save money because going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. We call it the Aztec Paycheck. How big of a paycheck? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much money you'll save every month. Find out how much you'll save now at yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable. Stop paying the power company and start paying yourself. Looking for a deal? Here's a timely offer from Aztec Solar. You can own a solar electric system for just $99.95. Cash price after incentives. Don't waste another dollar. Visit yourpowersavings.com and keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Jay's back today. Kyle Draper's still on vacation. Be back with us on Monday. And we have a very special guest coming up just a couple minutes, going to catch up with Alex Smith. And Jay, you weren't here a couple days ago. We talked to Jeff Garcia.
Yeah,
so
Twinkle Toes.
Yeah, maybe it's good that Drapes isn't here for 49er quarterback week. I don't know if he could handle it.
Well, he would have to, because we're coming with it a little more in the summer. This is just a touch of what we do here on the Drive Guys. But yeah, this, we're starting early. 49er week. Shouts out to the late great Dwight Clark. And right now, as you probably brought up this week, this panel this year is all quarterbacks.
Yeah,
they're going all quarterbacks. So we're gonna shuffle them in, and we're trying to get Dre Greenlaw as well, who's the
winner of
the winner. Yes, this the 2023 winner this past year. So we're trying to make that happen as well, and we're everything Brock Purdy as well. We're trying to get all four of them.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, Drapes has got to be here.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, we had Jeff Garcia on a couple days ago, and he pointed out, as 49er fans know too well, that whole Super Bowl changed once Dre Greenlaw got hurt.
Absolutely.
You know that all too well.
They know it. The Chiefs know it. Pat Mahomes knows it. Christopher Ladd, who's and Kyle Ledbetter, who absolutely love Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
They know it.
Yeah. He worships at the altar of Mahomes.
Yeah. What's Pat Mahomes' little brother name? Jackson. He knows it. What's Pat Mahomes' wife name? Simone, keep going. Simone doesn't know. Brittany, she knows it.
She doesn't.
Absolutely. Texas Tech, they know it.
You know what's cool about Alex Smith, among many other things? Patrick Mahomes has talked about how when he got in there, they drafted him, and it was clear that he was there to take Alex's job. And Patrick Mahomes says, Alex helped me a lot. He was great. He was very generous with his time and showed me things. It's a difficult thing for a ball player. Baseball players used to have to do that all the time. And now sometimes quarterbacks have to do it. Not an easy thing to do, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's not. I could only imagine, especially knowing this person is going to take your spot. Alex, though, had a horrific injury, so I think he knew somewhat the writing was on the wall, but it definitely got to mess with your ego. Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see if the 49ers can bounce back from being so close last year. Alex Smith was with the team that, they lost that NFC championship game and I hate to bring it up, the Kyle Williams game. Then the next year they get to the Super Bowl, nearly win that. Then the next year they nearly beat the Seahawks. So they had 3 in a row like that. Not easy to bounce back from, but your 49ers are going to have to find a way to do that this year, Jay.
Yeah, 1 for 13 on third downs against the New York Giants in that the Kyle Williams game. Like a lot of people like to talk about that, but 1 for 13 on third down. Alex Smith and the offense couldn't figure it out that day when it came to third down, and it cost
pretty good defense they were facing.
Absolutely, both defenses were phenomenal that year. So I get it. I understand. The 49ers definitely gonna have to take the necessary steps to get back. It's tough when you lose in the Super Bowl to try to bounce back and get there. So I don't know, man. They've been knocking on the door like a Avon salesman over the last few 2 or 3 years, but they can't get it done. No one's purchasing.
Yeah. Did you see any of the Tom Brady roast? Did you catch any of that?
No, I didn't. I saw, tidbits of people, and I heard his ex-wife was upset.
I heard that too.
What was she upset about?
It's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. I believe she was upset because she felt some of the subject matter should have been off limits, but what exactly that was, I don't know. I know they had like Aaron Hernandez jokes and stuff in there, like 9/11 jokes.
That's tough.
Really?
Yeah, but was it because it was about her, or was it because of, like you said, Aaron Fernandez, or she didn't want her ex-husband to be tied to that type of
that I'm not entirely sure.
Okay,
but I know
I think I might look that up. And
it's
see.
Long. And I didn't see the whole thing. I saw some of the highlights, but that's what everyone says. Like, yeah, it's like a football game. It's kind of like a bad football game where, you don't want to watch the whole thing, but there's highlights. There's a few moments.
Sure, of course. And what the great thing about social media is they clip them for you. You don't have to do, it's like Cliff Notes. You don't have to do the deep dive research. When you're in college, and it's something I've been teaching my daughter. You don't have to read the whole book. There's no need to. Yeah.
Do you know the one thing that Tom Brady thought went too far? The one joke where he said, hey, he got up and told the comedian delivering the joke, like, don't say that bleep again. It was when Jeff Ross was making jokes about Robert Kraft and massages.
Really?
Yeah. And Tom Brady got up and Mike Frones picked him up. He got up to him on the dais and said, like, hey, stop saying that bleep. So that was the one thing.
That's the one thing
that's
stuck
the
him.
one. Everything else, he's ha 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 ha. But that
he must be getting paid. He still must be on the payroll.
Yeah, and apparently it was a
Patriot payroll.
Very tense scene when Belichick is there talking to all the players beforehand, and everyone says, "Oh, we're having a great time." And then Robert Kraft walked in, and apparently at that point things got very icy.
Got you. Well, look, stop crying. It's a roast. It's part of it, right?
I know, but this was before the roast when everyone's just hanging out. And apparently the story goes now that one of the reasons that the Falcons didn't hire Belichick is because Robert Kraft told the owner of the Falcons, oh, you can't trust Bill Belichick. So that relationship going from bad to worse. Drive Guys here on Sacktown Sports. Jay is back with us today. And we're preparing to talk now to our special guest.
49er guest.
Yes.
Come on now. Every time you bring on a 49er here, we speak about 49er gold. And I know he played with that other team.
Yes.
The other team, but he's a 49er.
Dwight Clark Legacy Series is coming to the California Theater in San Jose on the 16th. They're going to have a round table that night, among other things. This round table is going to include Natural Born Leaders with Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, Brock Purdy, and our next guest, former member of the Niners, Chiefs, the Washington football team, 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback, NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 2020. They should name that award after him, by the way. Alex Smith with us today. Alex, belated happy birthday. Welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm doing great. Great to be on. How you guys doing?
We're doing fine. Yeah, I wanted to start with the same thing I started with Jeff Garcia when he was nice enough to join us this week. Alex, what does it mean to you to be part of this lineage of outstanding 49er quarterbacks?
Well, first off, I'm not sure I'm in the lineage with a lot of these guys, but humbled, to be honest. You know, when I first got drafted, I mean, like, there's no organization that sets the bar higher when it comes to quarterback play than the 49ers. I mean, and you can go all the way back. You go to Y.A. Tittle and John Brody, you know, obviously the Hall of Famers and greatest ever, you know, maybe in Joe Montana and Steve Young. And, you know, humbled to be up there. Jeff Garcia, who is a phenomenal player in his own right, who I know well, and obviously see what Brock's doing. I think he's maybe the best story in all of sports. Lucky enough to have gotten to know him over these last couple of years. So, I know all these guys, and we've never been together and had a conversation like this. So I'm pretty interested in where this thing's going to go. But yeah, you know, humbled to have count myself included in this.
You know, Alex, it was interesting because I was going to follow up on that and say, have you guys ever all been together? Have you? And I'm pretty sure, you know, as you spoke about the legacy of the 49ers and quarterback room that you're talking about, have you? I know you've had the opportunity to probably speak to Steve Smith and Jeff Garcia and Brock Purdy separately, but at the Dwight Clark Awards, you guys will actually all be together for the first time. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, yeah. This is a one-of-a-kind conversation I think fans are going to get an opportunity to hear. Listen, guys, you're just so busy and all over the place. And, you know, again, lucky enough that we all keep up and you know, still have relationships, but never have all been together like this. And certainly not going to be talking, you know, all things 49ers and quarterbacking and anything else that comes up. So, again, I think it'll be an awesome experience for everybody in the audience. And again, myself included, kind of interested, what is going to be the topic of conversation, you know?
That's great. I'm looking forward to it too. I have no idea either. Alex Smith, nice enough to join us. He's going to be part of the Dwight Clark Legacy Series, California Theater in San Jose coming up this weekend, or coming up soon, the 16th. Yeah, 16th. Yep. And by the way, there's going to be great auction items up for bid. 100% of the proceeds raised from the event go to the Golden Heart Fund, which assists former 49ers. Alex, you mentioned Brock Purdy, of course, and a lot of people are still giving Brock Purdy that kind of backhanded compliment of, you know, game manager, which we hear a lot. Just to clarify, isn't being a game manager, isn't managing the game a really important part of being a quarterback?
Yeah, you know, listen, I battled this label a lot in my career. You know, it's far more deserving for me. Though, I mean, Brock Purdy, I mean, all he did this last year was lead the NFL in almost every single passing category. I mean, throwing the ball downfield, touchdowns outside the pocket, throwing under pressure. I mean, this guy was number one in all of them. I think it couldn't be further from the truth. I think he is the real deal. I think he's only going to continue to prove all these doubters wrong. But listen, for a lot of people, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense to them how the last pick in the draft, a guy who's, you know, 6 foot, you know, nothing. He can't throw it 80 yards. He doesn't run, you know, a 4.4. He's not 240 pounds. It just doesn't make sense to them. And I think that's kind of what's intriguing about playing quarterback. Like, it's not about the measurables, right? You know, accuracy, you know, being able to play under pressure. I mean, certainly poise, courage, these things that Brock, you know, exemplifies and plays with every single Sunday. They just don't add up to people out there. And so it must be something else for them, right? It's got to be the system or the players around him, which I think couldn't be further from the truth. So I'm excited for him. I certainly have fun with my time on TV, you know, pushing against some of these crazy narratives. I like the fact that he's a game manager. And so excited for him. He's a great young kid. I think he has an incredibly bright future. You know, he's finally getting his first offseason as a starter. I'm excited, you know, for this team's growth and his included in that.
Joined by Alex Smith, of course, former 49er and quarterback of the other team. I won't speak on that here on Sacktown Sports. 49er and home of the 49ers here. And, of course, Alex, I want to get to that, but I definitely want to make sure we mention Dre Greenlaw will be presented by Fred Warner, one of my guys, and the Dwight Clark Award. With that being said, Alex, and I've heard you say, and you spoke about your analysis here. We get to see you on the pre games and half times and post games. In your narrative, did you think the Super Bowl changed when Dre Greenlaw got hurt?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a guy, and I'm excited to see him get his awards and to hear, his thoughts and where he's at in his rehab. But he's a guy that plays with so much passion and energy. And I've been lucky enough to play with guys like this that they're such tone setters, for your team. And so many of the guys around him feed off of that energy. And Dre just seems like that, right? Like even watching on TV, like the energy he plays with and the passion he plays with, it just jumps off the screen. And I can't help but think, yeah, absolutely. How would that? I mean, he's one of the toughest guys on the field, and one of the best tacklers. And again, he just plays with such intensity. And so for him to go down and in the manner he did, you got to think that affected that defense and entire team. So, and they still were the ball bounces differently on one of those plays. They're walking out of there with the Lombardi. It was an amazing Super Bowl. Unfortunately, they came out on the wrong side of it, but absolutely, I think you'd have to think it affected that. So again, I'm anxious to see him get his award, hear where he's at, what's on his mind, where he's at on his rehab. So it'll be a great conversation as well between him and Fred.
Alex Smith with us, and Alex, that there's no way in the short time we have with you that we could do justice to your story of your comeback. But I'm going to ask you a question anyway. The ESPN doc was one of the most inspirational things I've ever seen. What would you say ultimately was the most satisfying aspect of that whole journey for you?
Oh man. To try to sum it up. I mean, certainly I think for me that I'm so lucky. I mean, that doesn't even put it into perspective to be where I'm at in life, to still have my leg, to have gone back and played football. Like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. I know.
For so long, the prognosis was not good. And so lucky that it progressed as far as it did. But, for me with certainly the documentary, I enjoyed certainly being authentic about my experience. And listen, it wasn't some cheesy, Disney story of just triumph and that's not it. Like I was so lucky to have so many amazing teammates that helped me get back. And a big part of them was certainly my time with the military. I was lucky enough to get what's called the Secretary of Defense designation, and it's for civilians that are deemed to have what's called a warlike injury. And so I got access to military medical care, and they were the experts at lower leg injuries like this, right? To our decades of wars in the Middle East, and certainly lots of servicemen and women coming back from roadside bombs and IEDs and things like that with injuries that for whatever reason were not dissimilar to mine. And so when I got down there, I mean, I was not in a great state of mind. I'd been stuck in a wheelchair for 5 months. I was depressed. I thought life as I knew it was over. And it was an incredible experience, life-changing for me. I would never even have dared to try to play football again if it wasn't for that place. And so incredibly thankful for the people down there that again, their example, being around them. And again, to go to like Dre Greenlaw, like, it was infectious. It changed my life. And so I enjoy telling that story, right? Like, we all need people around us. We all have our down times. And again, for me, knowing that you can be that for one another. And so certainly if my story helps anybody going through it, that would be amazing.
Yeah. To that point, obviously your story has inspired a lot of people. How does that make you feel to have gone through everything you went through, and then you get done with it and you achieved what you wanted to achieve, and you have your health, and then you look around and you realize a lot of people have benefited from that? How does that make you feel?
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's, I know what those kind of seeds of hope meant to me when I was struggling. That's what you live on, right? I mean, these little seeds of hope that somebody maybe, planted. And again, to be a link in that chain, again, is really satisfying and humbling. Again, hopefully I could, be able to pass that along.
Joined by Alex Smith, of course. He'll be on the panel at the Dwight Clark Award Legacy Dinner coming up May 16th. And Alex, before we definitely let you go, I have to ask the pressing question that's in my mind, but I'll speak about the Dwight Clark jersey, Joe Montana helmet, Jerry Rice print, custom event helmet signed by Steve, Alex, and Brock. So many different things that's jumping off on May 16th. Golf packages, exclusive wine tasting experiences. Which one right now would Alex Smith be lining up if he had the silent auction to go?
Oh man, that's a good question. I am golfing more these days. I'm not getting any better, but I do enjoy it. And so I think I'd take a couple of looks at the golf package. But I mean, listen to the names you just said. I mean, listen, it doesn't get any bigger than Dwight Clark. Like, listen, it's named after him. Everything that he embodies as a person, everything that he did for this organization. I mean, he's just such a special person. Again, humble to be a part of it. You know, really kind of the starting point for the Golden Heart Fund. I mean, the Niners are the only organization in football that has something like this that's helping struggling alumni in their life after football. And so, I mean, I think I don't have any Dwight stuff like that. That would be for me something that I think would be incredibly special.
Yeah, that definitely would. Definitely for me. Now, okay, enough of the softballs, Alex. I got to come hard at you, brother.
For you, Alex.
San Francisco 49er jerseys on your left, Kansas City Chiefs jerseys on your right. I'm just saying, pick one. Don't give me the coin flip. I don't need the 50-50.
Yeah,
I need you to make a decision right here on the 49ers radio network.
It was so easy for so long. It was like, listen, I got my AFC team and I got my NFC team, and it was just so easy. I had no idea that they would be playing in the Super Bowl, twice in the span of 4 years.
Man.
And so hard to pick a fence. Listen, it was 20 years ago when I got drafted by the Niners. Like, these are relationships that I've had for so long. I live in the Bay Area. My entire family were Niner fans. And so tough to see him go against the Chiefs, who, again, these are like, I had such special years in Kansas City. Those are guys that I know incredibly well. It's the regime that traded for me that I played with for 5 years. So really, really torn. But I'll just say this, listen, this Niner team, Kyle, John Lynch at the top, all the way down, Trent Williams is a former teammate of mine. He needs a Super Bowl ring. He's one of the best left tackles in the history of football. Like, I love Brock Purdy. So I want to see this team get it. I'm hopeful that somehow their experience at the Super Bowl and being that close catapults them over the edge and they get it, because they are deserving. I don't know if that answers your question, but
man, that was like a Steph Curry
Still
parent
elusive.
half jersey. Yeah.
Still elusive in the pocket, Alex.
Yeah.
Stepping up. I see the 5-step drop, straight to the step up.
If I may, Alex, I asked this question once to Drew Bledsoe, and he gave a great answer, because we all sit here at home, we watch the games. Or why did he do this? Why did he do that? What do you think is the trickiest part or the hardest part about playing quarterback that most of us never think of? And I'll tell you, I asked Drew Bledsoe, as I say once, he said people have no idea how many decisions you have to make before you even get to the line of scrimmage. And I'm just wondering, from your vantage point, what's something about playing quarterback that you think most of us just have no idea what goes on?
To me, I mean, maybe this is what Drew was talking about. Like, you just have to be able to compartmentalize so many different things, because you have to understand situational football so well, right? Like, you're out there with the ball in your hand every single play, and what's the right decision on 3rd and 2 in the first quarter may be one thing, but it could be a completely different thing given the way the game's played out in the second half, right? Like, and you got to understand the nuances of all that, how the game's flowing, like how the matchup week to week, right? Like, are you playing a team with a big time offense and no defense, or vice versa, right? Like, what's the bigger, how do you fit into the bigger chess match of that matchup, right? Like, I think this last year was a great example of Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, right? Like, this is a guy that forever, they were this high flying gunslinging offense outscoring everybody, but like that equation changed this year. All of a sudden they were struggling at receiver. Kelsey was the only guy. They've gotten older, but they had an elite defense. And so, Patrick almost went into like quote unquote game manager mode and it won him a Super Bowl, right? Like I think it was almost masterful in showing like that kind of growth, that you got to find different ways to win. And that's the thing at quarterback. There is no like one way, and it's always changing, and you always have to be reading all these different, signs out there and taking in all this information, and it's just constantly changing. So as a quarterback, again, you are making so many decisions constantly and weighing all this stuff and this information. And again, you got to be able to compartmentalize all of it as well. And so I just think the older you get, that you certainly get better at it, but you also have the ability to take in more information too. So it's just kind of a constantly evolving thing.
It doesn't seem fair that coordinators can disguise their defenses, Alex. That doesn't seem fair at all. And that doesn't make it any easier for you, right?
No. And now they're letting them wear single digits and they're lining up all over the place. So, only getting harder on that front.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you real quick, I'm sorry. It looks like we got to go, Alex. I apologize. I know you got things to do here. Thanks very much for your time. We will be checking you out May 16th in San Jose for the Dwight Clark Legacy Series. Thank you very much, Alex. We appreciate it. Enjoyed it very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, Alex Smith. I was going to ask him, how the 49ers bounced back from that Super Bowl loss, the way his 49ers bounced back, kept getting back to the doorstep. But we'll do that another time. We have a couple tickets to give away.
We do.
Yeah. All right. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Let's see. How about a number, Jay? Give us a number.
I was going to go Alex Smith number, but that might be a little too high. Do I want to pick up that many phone calls right now?
Whatever number you want to do.
All right, let's go number 7.
Number 7 right now. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You pick up a couple of tickets to the Dwight Clark Legacy Series. It's going to be a very special event. California Theater in San Jose on May 16th. Great auction items available. For ticket information, you want to go to dwightclarkaward.com.
You want to go?
Very much. Yeah.
You want to drive to San Jose?
Tremendous night.
Do you want to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right.
We're good. We're good to go. I'm going to we'll make that text and phone call, and we'll be in the building. I was thinking about taking my pops, man. Huge 49er from the city, born and raised in San Francisco. And so I know he would love to be a part of that. And shot him a text a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, yeah. So going to confirm with him, but I think I'm going to be in the building.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's going to be a very, 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 very special night.
Yes.
It's great when Alex says, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to it as well. When we come right back, Pacer complaints touch close to home for Kings fans. This whole NBA small market, big market bias situation. Is it something the league has to at some point address? That's next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
I'm Craig Ashton of the Injury Law Firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Cattleman's.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf Monthly lists 10 things great golfers don't do. They don't arrive at the course with minutes to spare. Get there in time to properly warm up. They don't follow one mistake with another. Take your medicine and move on. They don't lose their cool. Tiger takes 10 steps and the problem is gone from his mind. They don't give up. A bad round can always get better. They don't blame their tools. It wasn't the putter's fault you three-putted. And they don't worry about three-putting. Move to the next hole and try again. Great golfers don't take unnecessary risks. Keep those large numbers off the scorecard. They don't underclub. Weekend golfers think they hit the ball farther than they actually do. They don't always hit the driver. Put the big stick back in the bag when it's not behaving. And finally, great golfers don't hit balls randomly. Have a plan on the range and stick to it, and take that same plan to the course. It's a game. Have some fun out there. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Sunrise Marketplace invites you to the region's best backyard hangout on May 18th, featuring craft breweries, home brewers, food trucks, games, live music, and more. Use discount code BREW24 for $5 off general admission tickets now at shopsmp.com and help support Citrus Heights Heart and Citrus Heights Rotary.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
You've been waiting all winter for the snow to melt and the golf course to awaken. It's time for your long-awaited spring golf getaway to Plumas Pines Golf Resort in beautiful Gray Eagle, California. The timing is perfect to take advantage of Plumas Pines Spring Special. You can walk the course for $75 or ride for $90, available 7 days a week through May 23rd. Beneath towering pines adjacent to the Feather River, Plumas Pines Golf Resort offers a spectacular round of mountain golf. You'll love the grandeur of the Sierra, the calmness of Gray Eagle, and a wonderful test of golf at Plumas Pines with spring special rates of $75 to walk and $90 to ride 7 days a week until May 23rd. Make your reservation at plumaspinesgolf.com. Whether you visit for the day or stay a few days, Plumas Pines Golf Resort will make your play memorable. Visit plumaspinesgolf.com and make your tee time reservations for the spring special rates available 7 days a week. That's plumaspinesgolf.com.
Sacramento sports fans, get ready to amp up your summer with the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. We've got a lineup that's awesome. First up on May 24th, don't miss Tribal Seeds as they bring their reggae beats to Ace of Spades, presented by Live Nation. And mark your calendar for June 8th when NF takes the stage at the Golden One Center. Visit livenation.com for tickets and get ready for a killer high-energy show. Don't miss music legends Daryl Hall and Elvis Costello with the Imposters on June 12th, and NSYNC and Backstreet artists Joey Fatone and AJ McLean on June 22nd. Two great shows coming in June to Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then looking ahead to August 4th, get ready for the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, presented by Live Nation. The Sacktown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate playbook for the best shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sacktown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with installation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sacktown Sports. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
You got the drive, guys. Jay is back. Drape's still on vacation. Last night, Knicks over the Pacers 130 to 121, as you know. Rick Carlisle, the coach of the Pacers, after the game, had some things to say that, to me, might have brought back some memories for Kings fans. And there are some memories that I know Jay has said, look, we just got to stop going there. You got to forget about 2002. But I couldn't help it, Jay, when Rick Carlisle said small market teams deserve an equal shot. He's getting to that whole issue, that perception that many of us have or had, that the NBA, one way or the other, ends up favoring the big market teams. I think the NBA needs to address that. I'm not saying it's true, but they just pretend there's nothing there. And as you probably know, the Pacers were upset by the officiating in the first two games. So they submitted from the first two games video of 78 plays to the NBA that they said were called incorrectly. Then that favored the Knicks. We also know that the Sixers felt that they were at a disadvantage during the first two games of their series with the Knicks, and Daryl Morey's front office filed a grievance, no protest. So again, I don't know if there's something going on, but there's this perception that many fans have when a head coach brings it to light and says publicly, we're a small market team. Doesn't the NBA have to at least acknowledge that people look at it that way, Jay? I'm not saying they have to admit, oh, yeah, you got us, but don't they have to say, look, maybe just say, look, sorry, there's nothing here. They just can't ignore it.
Basically, you're saying silence is the answer that the NBA has chosen.
Right.
And where there's smoke, there's fire. There's something there.
Yes, it makes it worse. They don't even respond to it.
They've kind of turned a blind eye. Real quick, let's listen to Rick Carlisle talk about small market teams, because I really want
one guy just
to
said
be there.
He didn't double dribble. But it looked to me like, Tibbs went out there and argued it and they changed it. That's what it looked like. So I can only go by what I see, what I saw, and that's small beans compared to everything else, but small market teams deserve an equal shot. They deserve a fair shot, no matter where they're playing. Anybody else?
I like it. Anybody else?
Anybody else? Now, by the way, the first thing there, the double dribble that was called, and then the officials got together and said, nope, no double dribble. The officials were right. There was no double dribble.
Yes.
So now that looked terrible from the Pacers standpoint, because I think they might have been down, 6 at the time, and they're like, oh, we caught a break. And it was similar to the first game when there was a kickball that was called, that was not a kickball, but in this case, the officials got the call right. So, yes, there was no double dribble. But as far as all the foul calls, some of this, Jay, I think is just, coaches do this time of year where they just complain because they know, all right, I look like a whiny baby, but there's a good chance the whistles are going to start going our way in the next game.
Yeah, it's the tactics. It's the Zen Master. It's the Phil Jackson move. It's, those type of – and we've seen it, of course, here in the series of Lakers and Adam in the whole situation where you would get – look, man, they're hacking Shaq.
Yep.
They're blitzing Shaq. They're smacking Shaq. They're hovering around Shaq. And next thing you know, 6 or 7 more foul calls have been called against Shaq, against Vlade and Weber and, Scott Pollard and company. And so, it works. As we know, there's something to scheming of, manipulating, or however you want to say, the officials and the foul calls. If it didn't work, we wouldn't hear people and coaches and players talk about it, right? It's the, you're greasing the wheel, so to say, right? And so with that being said, I think players and coaches know that happens. And we said every postseason, we said a lot during, of course, when, Domas is getting dragged and stomped on and kicked and scratched and punched, you're going to hear Mike Brown say, man, look, Domas is not getting calls.
Right.
But we tend to see it more in the postseason. We tend to hear coaches talk about it because we know there's a game-to-game effect.
Yeah,
absolutely. And so, I think it happens. I think because we see there's a cause and effect, and because there is an effect, I think players and coaches continue to do it because we know it works in some form or fashion.
I agree. We've seen it. I agree 100%. Officials, they are aware of that, and it does seem to work. In addition to that, though, while that's all true, and we've seen coaches do it for a long time, when Rick Carlisle goes to the old small market teams deserve an equal shot, he opens a real can of worms for the league, in my opinion. And I'm glad that he does, but I just, at some point here it's been 22 years since, 02, obviously. And there's a lot of people, people that played in the game that it's pretty clear in their minds that we didn't get a fair shot at that. But the league just, nope, nothing to see here. At some point, they need to at least say, look, that is not the case here, don't they? Otherwise, it looks like their silence is almost an admission.
But I wholeheartedly agree with you, White. I mean, we can go back to the whole icing, 1984, the Patrick Ewing picks, or what was that, 85, excuse me, Patrick Ewing pick. We can go back to the fact of, how many times small market teams, coaches, players managers, GMs, all these guys have come out and say we don't get the same respect. It's passed down to the fans. It's an NBA thing. It is a phenomenon that NBA fans have come to agree, even when we look at free agency, even here in Sacramento. And I think that's what you're saying. It brings up old wounds where it's like, can Sacramento Kings sign a free agent? Can we sign a big free agent? No, because we're a small market team. If you're not the Houston, Dallas, Chicago, New York, Miami, LA situation for the most part, even Brooklyn. It's like, Brooklyn is getting Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and James Harden. It's New York. I get it. They're the stepchildren to the New York Knicks, but it definitely opens up wounds, and it is something that I think the NBA has turned a blind eye to, which is piggybacking on. I think they've turned a blind eye to officiating.
Yeah.
One of my pet peeves, and I don't mean to turn the conversation because I think the small market thing is something that needs to be addressed another segment or two. But the fact that officials are the only, and it happens in all sports, they are the only part of the game that cannot be reprimanded. You'll get fined, you'll get kicked out. People so scared. It's like the mob. They're scared to even talk about the officials in many different ways. They don't want that FedEx, envelope on their chair. They don't want to get fined. They don't want to see 5, 50, 20,000 pulled out of that next direct deposit. I get that. But why has sports, and especially the NBA, because the NBA has definitely been the one organization, the one league who presses the envelope, you better not say anything to the officials. They've allowed it to happen. And like you said, silence is a mission. It is something that we've talked about for so long. Why are these people always right? Why are they never wrong? No, that's not. That's a problem.
What the league would say to you to that is, well, we have our 2-minute report that proves that we know they're not always right. But the 2-minute report right now, to me, is making it worse because so many times, just go back to some of the Sixers-Knicks games, you get the 2-minute report, and it actually supports the belief that the big market teams are being favored.
Right.
I'd assume the purpose of it is to show, no, it's all on the level. And now even the 2-minute report is fueling that argument that, there's something a little hinky here. It's also interesting to me, I think fans here, just looking at some of the responses here from fans, it's almost like, what are you going to do? I don't blame it. I'm not saying, whoa, you need to be outraged. But there is really no outrage. I think for the most part, fans realize, there probably is something to that, but what are you going to do?
It is what it is.
Yeah. Which is terrible.
Absolutely. Which is what you brought the whole conversation is. The NBA has allowed this thought process of small market team, versus big market team, and big market team be able to garner every single thing, the silver spoon. The big markets have the silver spoon compared to the small market. And as a small market team, you better get your draft picks right. Because guess what? The big free agent's not coming that way. By the way, you know what? We need those huge ratings at the end of the NBA finals when it comes June. So small market, unless you go out there and really whoop some tail, which we see Minnesota doing. And I don't even know if Minnesota's considered a small market, but in the NBA it is.
Let me just feed into the conspiracy completely here. Okay. All right. Look, you got the Lakers out. The NBA and TV networks love the Lakers.
Yes.
They're out. The NBA and the networks love Steph Curry and the Warriors. They didn't even get into the playoffs.
Yep.
So what do you have left? Oh, we got the Knicks. Well, we better make sure the Knicks get as far as they can. Maybe that's ridiculous, but you've got the Philadelphia 76ers think there's something to it. And now Rick Carlisle, the coach of the Pacers, is saying small market teams deserve a fair shot. That's a terrible look for the league.
Bing bong. Yeah, I'm with him. I think it is something that people, the same fans who are saying it is what it is, we're saying it is what it is because we've talked about it ad nauseum. The small market fans and, in the confines of Oklahoma City and in the confines of Portland and in the confines of, Orlando, Orlando's not a small market, but in the NBA, relatively small, right? You know what I mean? Compared to Miami.
Yeah.
Compared to Atlanta Hawks, which are right down the street. I think it's something that the NBA has allowed the narrative to be painted, and it's their fault. And I'm 100% with you. Silence is a missing admission. Silence is golden. It's something they've put in them, in their back pocket, and they unfortunately, it has worked for them up to this point. And, there's teams like Denver who breaks through here and there. But when you really look at it, it's the LAs, the Bay Areas, the New Yorks, the Miamis, and the Knicks have only won 2 championships.
I know. That's incredible.
It is.
And it's not just small markets, and that's the term that we use, and it's the term that Rick Carlisle used. It's not so much small versus big. It's like the markets that have teams that people want to watch on TV, and they tend to be larger markets. But, maybe OKC, when OKC had Durant and Westbrook, I don't think they were looked at as a small market because people wanted to see that team.
Yeah.
But Indiana Pacers, New York Knicks, I think the league would desperately want the Knicks to get as far as they can here. And so when you have all these calls that go the other way, you can't help but wonder when the coach of the other team is screaming about it, it's a problem for the league. What are they going to do? I don't think they're going to do anything.
Was Rick Carlisle screaming that when he was in the fifth biggest market in Dallas?
Don't remember him ever saying that.
There it was. So that's the thing. This is something that happens in the NBA circle. Don't do it now because you're with the Pacers. You should have been doing it when the Mavericks were playing OKC. You should have been doing when the Mavericks were playing Sacramento. You should have been doing it, when the Mavericks were playing the Portlands, the Utahs. Yeah, we know this is a problem. And as you're talking about, White, this is something that the NBA is going to turn a blind eye to. They want to shut it because most of the time, as you say, the teams that, they guess we want to see. And that's the other part is look, we know you guys want to see the Lakers. No, I don't.
I do not.
No, I don't.
No, I'm tired of that.
Yes. Oh, we know you guys want to see the Knicks. No, I don't.
But see, you and me are going to watch basketball no matter who's on for the most part. They're aiming at those people like, basketball? I don't know. Who's on? LeBron? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll watch Orlando versus the Pacers playoffs.
Right.
I get it. I understand.
We'll watch Summer League.
Oh, of course. We will. Yeah. We will be watching Summer League.
Yes.
The small market conversation is truly has, as much as it's been identified by the fans and onlookers, it has been a blind eye has been turned to it by the NBA, and they have definitely allowed for the narrative to be painted to where Rick Carlisle is screaming on the podium, hey, listen, small market teams, we need some assistance, we need some help. And and when you really look at the whole landscape of sports, small market affects, the budget, small market affects viewership, small market affects free agency. It's so many things that, these sports leagues, even though they have revenue sharing and all that type of stuff. Listen, when you're baseball and you can go spend $600 million on whatever and there's no cap, who cares about that little $60 million you send into Tampa? Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean anything because you're paying a person $60 million a year. Mm-hmm. One person. Why their whole pay scale is that $60 million almost. Mm-hmm. It's something that the leagues have done a terrible job at. And I just don't think they care.
Yeah. The NFL has done a pretty decent job because, rarely do you have a Super Bowl where you say, oh, that's a small market team. We're not interested in them.
Right.
And even if it's like the freaking Buffalo Bills, that's a really small market, but the Buffalo Bills are not a small market franchise.
No, they're definitely not. And they have a rich history, even though they haven't won a Super Bowl. No. But yeah, it's a great point. I think the NFL with their cap has really done a great job. Like the one cap that really matters of all the big three is the NFL. It's you get over that cap, it becomes a problem. The NBA is like, oh yeah, you can pay the luxury tax. We've seen Joe Lacob just pay it, the last 10 years feel like. Mm-hmm. And we've seen onlookers and analysts like Brian Windhorst cry over the fact that LeBron can't get through Steph Curry because Joe Lacob continues to spend $400 million a year.
Monday, we had Jerry Reynolds in here, and Jerry, we were talking about this. He was saying in the NFL, you share all the TV revenues. There's no local TV because everything is part of a national package. Whereas like Sacramento, we have our local TV package, and it's very nice, but it doesn't compare financially to say LA or New York, a larger market. That puts a small market team at a real financial disadvantage.
Absolutely it does.
Yeah.
And that's why I say the narrative has been painted and the blind eye has been turned because it has affected in the NBA, in baseball, it has affected the outcome. It is something that affects the on-game experience, the in-game experience, and the outcome of the game. And, these leagues, they just for whatever reason, they continue to want, the Lakers to play the Miami Heat, and that's okay. They want the Bulls to go ahead and play the Dallas Mavericks, and that's okay, because as basketball fans, as baseball fans, as football fans, we continue to watch those things, but it is a disadvantage for some of these markets. It truly is. And I think it's the typical white. If all of the small markets came together, and protested or did whatever they need, things would change, but people don't care enough about the next person next to them, in our society anymore. And that even goes into sports, man.
Yep. Jay and Whitey here, Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports. We just completed top of the hour conversation with Alex Smith, who again is going to be at the Dwight Clark Legacy Series in San Jose on May 16th. That's going to be an incredible event, chance for you to bid on some incredible collectibles. DwightClarkAward.com is where you want to go for information on that. But I mentioned when we brought on Alex, I mentioned that he's part of a 49er lineage of quarterbacks.
Yes.
Somebody here, this is Haxobar. Haxobar asks, lineage? Kaepernick took his job. Well, that's fair, but Alex Smith quarterbacked the 49ers nearly to a Super Bowl, all the way to the NFC title game where they just lost. To me, I don't have any problem saying that Alex Smith is part of the lineage of outstanding 49er quarterbacks. I'm not saying he's Joe Montana, but he almost took the team to the Super Bowl. He won playoff games with him. So to me, that counts, whether Colin Kaepernick took his job or not.
Of course. Yeah. And Cap is in the lineage.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't just despise the fact that the man wasn't there. He was, albeit, and I'll be the first person to say, hey, listen, Alex Smith, the first 6-7 years, how many years you want to count, just didn't get the job done. And I mean, in reality, he'd be the first one to tell you he never won a Super Bowl, so he didn't get the job done, And so, but you can't say that he wasn't part of it. He was. I mean, look, now, if you want to say great versus good versus bad lineage, that's decipher that. Absolutely.
Yeah. To me, if you get your team, Jeff Garcia, same thing. He quarterbacked the 49ers into the postseason. That's
he did.
Impressive. Yeah. Question here from Amadrock. Whitey, where'd you get that Oryx Buffaloes cap? I can't find it on the New Era site. Thanks for noticing, Amadrock. I got this cap in Kyoto, Japan. That's why you haven't seen them around.
It's exclusive.
Yeah, I should have got you one. Sorry about that. We take a timeout. When we come right back. Did the NBA awards voters, did they choke again? Shaq seems to think so, and we're back to that when we come back. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into three. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Thursday forecast, spotlighting sunshine, less of that north wind, and you're going to feel the warmth out there this afternoon. Highs will peak in the upper 80s, expected overnight lows in the mid-50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Hagen Oaks Demo Days is in the home stretch, and this is your last chance to register for an individual fitting appointment with the manufacturer's fitting staff from Ping, TaylorMade, Mizuno, Callaway, Cleveland, Strixon, and Zexio. You've waited many long months for the new golf season, and Hagen Oaks has your new golf gear right now. Book your individual Hagen Oaks Demo Days fitting appointment. Call 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for your personal fitting. Hagen Oaks, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway or HagenOaks.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
This is Kenny and Jerry from Bell Brothers Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Everyone knows that a group of fish is called a school, but did you know a group of giraffes is called a tower? Or how about a murder of crows, a quiver of cobras, a shadow of jaguars, a shiver of sharks, or a zeal of zebras? Wild, huh? So what do you call a group of Bell Brothers plumbers? They don't fit into any of the traditional plumber stereotypes. They're clean and well-dressed. They're on time and courteous. They're well-trained and friendly. They're exactly the kind of people you'd be comfortable and confident to invite into your home. That's why we proudly call them our family of plumbers. If you need a drain cleared or any other plumbing service, we'll send one of the family right over to help you out. Call Bell Brothers at 916-444-1234, or you can find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers. Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Hi, everyone. It's Emron Pilati, host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday at 10 a.m. Would you like a chance to meet Ricky Henderson, Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Randy Johnson, Frank Thomas, Vlad Guerrero Sr., Dave Stewart, and our favorite Malik Monk, and meet over 90 sports card dealers all in one weekend? This is your chance to do it on May 17th through the 19th at the Roseville Fairgrounds at the Sacramento Autograph Expo. You can get all the information about the show on our website at sacautograph.expo.com. That's sacautograph.expo.com.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, and happy Dallas Braden perfect game anniversary day to you. It's Jay and Whitey. Today we've just been talking about the NBA and the whole small market, big market conundrum. Rick Carlisle mentioned it last night. We're not getting a fair fight. We deserve a fair fight. Small market teams deserve a fair shot. And it obviously resonates with us here in Sacramento. And I keep saying the league should do something. At the very least, the league just needs to acknowledge that perception is out there. Even if it's just saying, look, people think that, but rest assured, we would not let that happen.
Who has to do that for you, though? Is it the commish?
Yes.
During the State of the Union?
Yes.
State of the League, rather?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. They may fine Rick Carlisle. I don't care if they fine him or not. You fine coaches for saying things like that. That almost looks worse.
Yes.
It's like, shh,
yeah.
You're not supposed to say that. You know?
Agreed.
But at some point, the league needs to come out and say, look, a lot of people feel this way, and here is why. And give me some evidence, just so you know, here's why that's not true. And not come after anybody, but just say, hey, we got to clear this up. I don't know if they can. That's the problem. I don't know if they can present a logical argument that shows that, oh, yeah, they're on the level. I don't know if they're capable of doing that.
Well, the other part of that, too, though, White, is if you do that and there is some type of fire to that smoke.
Yes.
Now you are a liar.
Right.
Now you are, we've caught you. We got you in the eagle eye. Now you have to, and you know this, when you tell a lie, you got to tell another lie to cover up the first lie, to cover up the second lie. So, it just moves on and moves on. And so if you get caught in a lie, especially in the era that we're in right now with social network, the league is caught in a lie, and there is something to small market, big market, conversation and big market bias.
It's easier to say nothing.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Manny Too Legit says the 2-minute report is like a horror movie. I never thought of it that way, but it certainly is becoming that. Mike Shamhart, the NBA loves to put small market teams close to the funnels, but lose to big markets. Just ask Orlando or Sacramento. Then we have this.
You giving them a little hope?
Yeah. That would be a little tricky to do, but I think they can be pretty skillful at it when they need to be. From the 916, what do you think of this, Jay? They didn't put their name on it, but we're not just a small market team. We're one with a rich history of incompetence, poor decision-making, poor drafting, and poor player development. We literally were the worst American professional sports franchise for like 15 years. Oh, yeah, but it's because we're just a small market.
Well, I don't think we're talking about it as a Sacramento Kings fan. We're saying it as a whole league situation. Of course, the Sacramento Kings incompetence, had played a part in the situation of the Kings not being successful on the court. We got that.
Yeah.
I think this is a bigger conversation in the form of there are successful small market teams that are constantly successful who don't have a lot to show for. And let me say this, White. How many times do we hear the narrative painted by not only fans, but also analysts, the media, the people that's in the know? How many times do you hear an analyst say, if you don't get this pick right, it could set you back for years? Like, you're not the New York Jets. You don't have the opportunity to go get an Aaron Rodgers. You need to get this, this pick right if you are Buffalo Bills, so to say. And so that's the part of it is, not only are the fans saying that, not only are the people who, the onlookers, the media, but then we have coaches, we have players, people that are a part of this league who are getting paid from this league who are saying there's something to this.
Right.
Like, we feel that way. The narrative to us, we feel that way.
Right.
And so that's, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll let you speak on it. That's what you're saying, White, is it's not just only fans and incompetence from the Sacramento Kings over the years. It's the people who are getting it right.
Yeah, and the Kings, we know that they have struggled in recent years. Looks like they're headed in the right direction. But we're not saying, oh, the Kings they haven't had success because they're a small market team. We're actually going back to when the Kings were one of the best franchises in the NBA. We're going back. I know. And Jay says, you need to get over this. But let's face it, Rick Carlisle says what he says, and you can't help but go back to 2002. And the Kings' incompetence as a franchise had nothing to do with that at that time. And we're not talking about that now. We're talking about the NBA, the perception that is so pervasive that even the coach of the Pacers mentions it. We're not using it as an excuse for the Kings' recent troubles.
No.
We're saying the NBA has a problem, and they continue to, stick their head in the sand.
Yeah, I mean, you have officials, and albeit if you believe him or not, he's not the only official, but you've had former officials who have gotten to the point to where like they got tell-all books and you know, specials. You got Netflix specials.
Yeah.
You know that, so there's something there. And I think what White is saying is, if there's not, then come out and say it. And too many times you have the league, the NBA, who's just okay, yeah. You know, Rick Carlisle's going to speak on it, and, you know, Sacramento Kings fans are going to be upset, and Portland, you know, when Dame leaves, the whole organization is going to crumble. Like, there's too many times that there's smoke to the fire. Answer it.
Yeah. And you could even set it up, right? Because if you come out and have a big thing yourself, then it looks like, wow, methinks thou doth protest too much. But what you do is you have a press conference, then you have one of your guys ask Adam Silver this question. And he's like, oh, what's that? When it was a setup the whole time. Then he can get into it. You know what I mean?
It's already, it's softball.
What was that, sir?
Yes,
let me think about that.
Well, I got the card, right? I have the answer.
Just
you know,
address it.
Yes. And that goes with a lot of things in sports. And like I brought up the whole official situation, you know, they run from, and when I say they, league officials, league representatives, the people up top, the powers that be, you know, NFL, baseball, basketball, whatever you're looking at, soccer, you know, whatever you want to call it. 9 times out of 10, the Olympics, we can definitely get into that, which coming up here in a couple of months.
That's right.
When something happens, most of the time, the people up top, they don't want to address it.
Yeah.
They want it to just kind of move it to the side.
Do nothing and it'll go away.
Absolutely. Silence. You know,
Silence.
silence.
Gone away yet? It hasn't. Do nothing. Continue to do nothing. We're not going to do nothing, though. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's time for Check It with TC. That's what we're doing.
Mic check.
How you doing, TC?
Yes, sir. Whitey.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
Good to have you back. He waits till you're back, Jay, before TC checks in.
Come on now. That's respect. That's all love.
Hey, that's all love. Check it out, though. Hey, we going to keep it short, though. Hey, look. Hey, the whole small market thing, hey, I can dig it. But from a Kings fan standpoint, a diehard, bro, check it out. Mike, everybody preaching physicality, right? So the referees is like, look, everybody complaining about the calls. We gonna fall back, and we gonna turn it back into 90s basketball, where everything goes. I'm cool with that. As a Kings fan, I like that, bro. Like, I like how the Knicks play. Like, the whole 3-point, hit the Kings play. I'm talking to Mike. Hey, I'm talking to not Jordy, because Jordy gone. I love you, Jordy. Hey, I wish you success. But I'm talking to Gus, Mike, Luke. Hey, check it out. We need to put that in our offense. The whole physicality game, Mike is always preaching that, bro. I'm fine with that, though. As a King standpoint, from a King standpoint, bro, let's get busy with it. But we need to incorporate that in our offense instead of the three. I'm cool with the threes, bro, but we need to know how to switch it on and off and turn it to a gritty team. I know we turned into that later in the season, like this last season, bro, but we need to be like that this whole season. I'm cool with the way the refs is staying out of it, like, hey, we're going to let y'all play, bro. However the game shake out, it shake out that way. That's in my opinion, bro. I like how it's going, dog. That's all I got. Check it out.
All right, let's see. They're definitely letting them play, and I've said this before. I don't think it's a coincidence that once the officials started letting guys play more after the All-Star break, the Kings' defensive rating went up, because they were finally allowed to play the way Mike Brown's been preaching. He wanted them to play for a long time. You know, the way Mike Brown says, you got to get up on somebody. You got to come off the screen. When he comes off the screen, get your chest up into him. And now it's like, yes, the league encourages that. So that's an encouraging sign for the Kings. But Jay, TC, everybody, the Kings got to fix their offense. How is it that here we are? A summer ago, we were looking at the offense going, this is the greatest offense ever. I mean, almost literally the greatest offense ever. That's not a problem. And now here we are a year later, we're going, oh, especially if Malik leaves, what are we going to do about our offense? What happened?
Man, we're changing the narrative of the whole conversation now.
The whole thing is upside
Yeah,
down.
it is. It's Rubik's Cube style now. Look, I don't want to say the small market conversation plays a part in what's going on with the Kings. there's a lot more that needs to be fixed. TC talked about, you're talking about offense.
Yeah. No question.
Yeah, there's numerous amount of things that the Kings need to fix. It's not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Like, to win a championship, all the stars have to align, but you also have to make sure that you even have stars. You know, the constellations even have to be in the sky. And so the small market situation, you know, it can affect the Kings in the form of, we hear free agents don't want to come here. You know, you got to go trade for a big name, a big star. I saw something Rudy Gay spoke about Sacramento being basketball hell on Carmelo's podcast a day or two or so ago.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I get that. Understandable. But the one thing about it is, you hear other people, especially, you know, like Pat Beverly, my guy, Pat Bev.
Still?
That's, of course, my guy. I'm not running just because he threw a basketball. You're going to run because you threw a basketball at somebody?
He threw it at somebody, missed them, and hit somebody else in the head.
So no one's ever thrown a basketball at you, White? That's what you're telling me?
A lot of people have. P-Bev has.
Okay. What I'm saying is, you got guys like Pat Bev who on his podcast says Sacramento's the place to be.
Yeah.
I always say this when it comes to people who come here. When they come here, a lot of people stay here. A lot of people don't like to leave, and they make their home here, you know? And so, I get the part of on the court, small market may play a role in what Sacramento does. I get it. But we also have to be better ourselves, and that's part of it. A lot of it, not just part of it, a lot of it, though, moving forward.
Yeah. And of course, this is something that really now only comes into play in the playoffs traditionally, or later on when you've got a matchup. Look at Oklahoma City, small market, young guys, and they're enjoying terrific success because they're such a great organization. But we're talking about right now the Indiana Pacers. They've done a great job putting that team together, and now they're bumping into the New York Knicks, and they're going, come on, we deserve a shot. So it's kind of like when the Lakers and the Kings used to play. Not using that as an excuse for a team that's struggling. Yeah, you've got every opportunity. But, yeah, it would be nice if push comes to shove, big market against small market in the playoffs, if there wasn't such what appears to be just a drastic disparity in the foul calls. That's a problem for the league. We'll come right back.
OG Anunoby just ruled out, as I looked up here on ESPN, Game 3. He will not be playing, left hamstring.
Let's hope it's only one game.
Bojan Bogdanovic, Julius Randle, missing someone. Mitchell Robinson. There you go. All out.
Yeah.
For the season.
And then I'd never seen this before. Brunson goes out.
Yes.
And hurts his foot, right? And I'm sure he did. But then the rest of the game, he wasn't even limping, was he? There was no sign that he hurt his foot.
You thought he put the old banana in the tailpipe?
I mean, somebody hurts their foot, you're gonna be able to a basketball.
He iced it up. Get out there.
Whatever it is, Good Feet store, whatever. I want some of that. Yeah. Shaq, on why he's really upset. Here's why Shaq's really upset about Shea not winning the MVP. That's next. Drive, guys. Sacktown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, the A's vastly improved play this year has certainly been noticed around baseball. Mason Miller was named the American League Reliever of the Month for March and April. And by the way, no runs allowed in April. And Brent Rooker is the most recent Player of the Week, a week that featured 2 homers in 1 inning against the Miami Marlins at the Coliseum.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
You've been waiting all winter for the snow to melt and the golf course to awaken. It's time for your long-awaited spring golf getaway to Plumas Pines Golf Resort in beautiful Gray Eagle, California. The timing is perfect to take advantage of Plumas Pines Spring Special. You can walk the course for $75 or ride for $90, available 7 days a week through May 23rd. Beneath towering pines adjacent to the Feather River, Plumas Pines Golf Resort offers a spectacular round of mountain golf. You'll love the grandeur of the Sierra, the calmness of Gray Eagle, and the wonderful test of golf at Plumas Pines with spring special rates of $75 to walk and $90 to ride 7 days a week until May 23rd. Make your reservation at PlumasPinesGolf.com. Whether you visit for the day or stay a few days, Plumas Pines Golf Resort will make your play memorable. Visit PlumasPinesGolf.com and make your tee time reservations for the spring special rates available 7 days a week. That's PlumasPinesGolf.com.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Progressive presents Flo and JD announcing a monster truck rally.
And here comes the obliterator.
Whoa! And he's up on 2 wheels. That can't be safe.
Oh, I don't recommend flipping your car backwards.
Did he even check his blind spot?
And the car's on fire.
I definitely don't recommend that.
This is one of my recurring nightmares.
Progressive is all about keeping it safe, so bundle your home and auto for 24/7 protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Coverage not provided for monster trucks. Not available in all states.
Hey, movie fans, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the IMAX experience.
This was a human place. It is not yours.
It is now, isn't it?
The combination of groundbreaking visuals and the immersive experience of the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen will make this an epic event. Don't miss out on the opportunity to see the next chapter, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, at the Esquire IMAX Theater. Grab your tickets at IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seat today.
Malik Monk plays here.
Left goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
I got a picture of a photograph.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Malik is staying, right, Jay? I don't know if you saw the photos, but
Got the word?
Malik was playing golf. Have you seen the pictures? I think
Kind of, man.
yesterday.
I've had the
I know
last
you had
5
a lot.
days
You
has
had
been a
your
lot,
hands
but
full.
I saw one picture.
Yeah.
I didn't
done
see.
deal.
It's over?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
over.
you had Mike Brown, and then you had Keegan. Although he was smiling.
Keegan was there?
Keegan was.
I must
golfing.
didn't see that picture.
Well, you didn't recognize him because he had a huge smile on his face. It's like, I can't be Keegan. Then you had Malik, and then you had Vivek. You had Alvin Gentry.
Okay.
Wes Wilcox and Monty was in there, and they were having a great time. And Malik was right in the middle with his arm around Vivek. He's staying, right? It's a done deal.
Hey, man, I'll let you speak on it before I will. Small market, right? Small market. No, I hope he does. I truly hope he. And I hope he starts. I put it out there. I'll be the first one right now. And I'm not the first one, but I'll be the first one here. I think if he comes back, he deserves to start. And if he doesn't, there's a problem.
It'd be interesting to see if he stays because you could. I don't know if we'll ever find out. Well, Malik would tell us, huh? Some guys you'd never know, but Malik would say, "Oh yeah, I told him if I was coming back, I'd just start." Right?
He would be that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he for sure.
We may find that out. Did you know that Domantas Sabonis got some MVP votes. How
I
about
did.
that?
He got one fourth place vote, right?
How about that?
Come on.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a Sacramento media market person, or do you think that was someone else?
I hope to find out.
I know.
I don't know, but
Who put that in there?
Yeah, Jokic and Shea and Luka, then Giannis and Brunson, Tatum, Ant, Domas, and Kevin Durant. It wasn't that close. Jokic
which befuddles me. That, to me, that's and teach their own. You can vote how you want to. There's no way Jokic deserved to be an MVP that more than SGA.
I was a little surprised, but judging by what all the voters had been saying, like, oh yeah, Jokic is going to win, I figured, okay, they must know something.
Mm-hmm.
I was fine with him winning, but you know who was not fine with Jokic over Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? That would be Shaquille O'Neal, who told Jokic that when they were informing him that he won the award yesterday.
Joker, as the president of the Big Man Alliance, you are the vice president of the Big Man Alliance. You know I love you. You're the best player in the league. I want to congratulate you, but I want you to hear from me first. I thought that SGA should have been the MVP. That's no disrespect to you, but congratulations. And what do you guys have to do to get back on track versus Minnesota?
Thank you, Shaq. We don't judge people here, so that's fine. It's your opinion. I'm joking.
Hey, all good. I love you. I love your brothers. One thing we always going to do is keep it real with each other. Congratulations.
Why is Shaq so upset?
Well, I don't think he's upset. I think he's saying what a lot of people feel, and I believe that's what he's paid for. Like, people love Charles Barkley to be that. Shaq is kind of in that vein. Shaq doesn't really hide behind a lot of things. He says what's on his mind. And
I agree.
As he kind of said, like, look, I am the president of the Big Men, Alliance, and I think he's earned that. He is kind of like the spokesperson when it comes to a lot of things that happen in the NBA, a la, the number one show with him, Charles Barkley, Chuck, and EJ. And so I don't think he's upset. I just think he's voicing his opinion for a lot of people who, and I know this to be fact because I've had plenty of conversations with Charles Barkley, not only going back to when, years ago when I worked with another show in Atlanta, but also a few conversations in Lake Tahoe, for the American Century Golf Tournament. I've been told by Barkley himself on numerous occasions and say, I get calls from agents, PR, marketing, GMs all the time who say, stop talking about my player.
Mm-hmm.
Stop talking about my guy. Mm-hmm. You're making my guy look bad. My guy feels bad. We need positive, not negative. And so I think Shaq is probably getting those phone calls too. And I think people know he has an outlet. So, what happens, and it happens to us on a smaller term. If something happens with the Kings or the A's or whatever, our phone blows up, right? Or at least mine does. I hope yours. So that's the thing is some people want to get their message out through us. Now, however that be, we convey that is to each our own. But I think Shaq plays a part in that. I don't think he's upset. I didn't hear no upset in that. No anger.
I think he is unhappy about it. And the reason I say that is I agree with you that Shaq he's not going to just, I don't know, I'll say this because it'll get clicks or hits or whatever. I think he tells us how he honestly feels, kind of like what we just said about Malik. So I think for him to express that to Joker there, I think he has to honestly feel it, and bless him for being honest. But I think maybe what's really going on there is, years ago, Shaq thought he was going to win an MVP award, and it went instead to a Canadian, mm-hmm. which is what happened here, except Jokic wins the award over a Canadian, and now Joker has 3 MVPs, and Shaquille O'Neal only has 1, and I'll bet you that gets under the big fella's skin a little bit.
I think it comes down to this. As a competitor, and I'm a huge competitor. So the day I'm put into a casket or cremated, I'm going to be a competitor and everything's going to get under my skin to a certain extent. I think Shaq is an ultimate competitor. Absolutely. He probably looks over and is like, man, I'll cremate this dude. I'd abuse Jokic. And I truly believe he would.
And he looks at that, I think, and says, that guy's got 3. Now, Shaq has 3 finals MVPs, which to me are in some ways even more impressive. But that's how I think he looks at it. How does he have 3 and I only got 1?
Yeah, disrespect. The other part, and this goes with all kinds of things. We could talk about why people win awards. This is a whole nother conversation. I think there's popularity vote. I think there's, there's my friend vote. I think there's a lot of things that go into votes. I think they also ask people who aren't qualified sometimes. I know there's a lot of people who would disagree with you, but listen, disagree with me, but I don't think just because you cover basketball, you know basketball. I don't think because you can hold a mic means you know what's really going on. Now, you can be told X's, O's and be taught, but that still doesn't mean you know the nuances. I don't think sometimes, you really recognize what's going on. And you hear a lot of players say that, but I say this. I think there's a point when Shaq coming and saying, listen, I don't think you deserve to get it, but congratulations. To me, that's not hating. That's not anger. I think that's you buying into that. It would be different if he would have delivered that message a little different. Like he was like, listen, Big Man Alliance, I'm showing love, got love for you. You are the assistant to this, which basically means like you're the new guy to take over after I'm done. I mean, he gave him all kind of love. Like I didn't see no anger, no.
He's not mad at Jokic. Yeah. He's not mad at Jokic.
So he's mad at the 100 voters,
and he's upset. I think on some level he recognizes that as great as Shaq was, and we know all too well in Sacramento how purely dominant he was.
Like, stop bringing that up. Why you gotta keep bringing that up?
Because
today?
it's cogent to the point I'm making. Pertinent. As great as he was, he probably should have been better, and I think he knows that.
Shaq should have been better.
Yes, later in his career.
Oh yeah.
He let himself go, and Kobe talked about it. I know, he's a smart guy. He talks about things in his life like his marriage. He goes, I wouldn't have been in love with me either at that point. So he recognizes that, but I'm sure that's one of the things Shaquille O'Neal recognizes. As great as he was,
yes,
he could have been better.
Absolutely, but that doesn't mean he's angry at. I don't think that means he's angry at the fact that he won again. I think just what you're saying is the competitive nature in him is, and I could definitely get on the board with what you're saying is, listen, I probably didn't do the best that I could possibly do. And I probably could have won, but don't get it twisted. He should have won 3 or 4 MVPs. Again, there's so many things that go into winning an award. Like Jokic, as much as people talk about, he's one of the nicest guys ever. He doesn't ruffle no feathers. Like Shaq wasn't. He's doing what he's doing now. Hence is why he's on one of the best TV shows going. He's not afraid to say stuff. Most people in history who aren't afraid to say things don't get the popularity vote. They get the sometimes they don't even get the electoral. But I think that's part of the situation by him saying it. If it would have been a little more vigor, a little more jab at him, I'd probably say,
he didn't. There was no cheap shot there.
No.
But I also, I think Jokic deserved it. I don't think there's any question. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a great player. He had a great year, but I think Jokic had a better year. Anyway, 3 MVPs for Jokic. That's hard for people to deal with too, including myself, because it's like, man, now you got to start thinking of him in terms of there's only like 8 other guys that have won 3 MVPs, so we all got to kind of do a little, shifting of the way we look at the whole thing. When we come back, hey, Imran's going to join us, right? Yeah,
he is. He better have a dope Tops or Pinnacle or something in that backpack today. If he doesn't have a Prism jersey autographed,
what do you want, Jay? What have you been asking? A J. Will jersey?
He's got to have a 1 of 10 or something in that. If he doesn't have a 1 of 10, I don't want it.
Mr. True Sports Cards, Imran Pilati, next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, Go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
If you're looking for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance, we're Term Provider, experts in finding affordable term life insurance for those that may not be in perfect health. Prostate cancer, heart conditions, high cholesterol, or on prescription medications, you may still qualify for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance. Call Term Provider at 800-337-4168. 800-337-4168.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-881-4242. That's 800-881-4242.
Do you hear that? That's your air conditioner working overtime this summer. But it's not just the temperature that's rising, so is your electric bill. Stop paying sky-high rates for your electricity with a solar electric system from Aztec Solar. Finally, you can calculate your monthly savings when you go solar without sitting through a 2-hour in-home sales pitch. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much you'll save each month by going solar. Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners with solar pool heating, solar electricity, and backup energy storage. Going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. How much will your paycheck be? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Yourpowersavings.com. Looking for a deal today? Now you can own a solar electric system for just $99.95 cash offer after incentives. Act now. This offer expires soon. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for Chryslers? It's the season sales event.
We're sad to say goodbye to the last of the new gas-powered 2023 Dodge Challenger and Chargers, but we're sending them out in style. Right now, you can save up to $12,500 off MSRP on the very last of the new 2023 Dodge Chargers and Challengers in stock. GT or SXT, you pick, starting at just $24,350.
It's hard to believe this is really the end.
Yep, once they're gone forever. Don't wait and miss your chance because there's only a few left, and with savings like this, they won't last long.
Hurry in before they're gone or search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$12,500 total net savings after $8,500 factory rebates and $4,000 dealer discount. 10th of this net savings, $24,350 net price on new 2023 Dodge Challenger SXT after $8,530 factory rebates and $54.70 dealer discounts. Sample VIN 648401. See dealer for details.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. Inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
And it's the Drive Guys. It's Whitey, it's Jay, and look who's joining us as he has been of late, once a week from True Sports Cards. Imran Palade. How are you, Imran? How's it going today?
I want to make sure that my mic is working correctly this time.
It is. It appears to be.
I'm very new to this. I've
That's
only been
okay.
hosting my own show for the last 6 months.
That's all right. It's a different studio.
Which is weird because I've got my back towards the window, so I can't see Jay. So
because you're on TV.
Oh well,
you're on YouTube.
tune into YouTube to get good-looking people on screen. Thanks for having me again. I know that I kind of forced my way into this, so I appreciate it.
Oh, not at all.
No force. Listen. One thing you're gonna realize about the Dry Guys: if we don't allow it, we're not gonna have it.
Yeah, I can
so
feel
we
it.
got love.
You're not getting past him.
I know. I was gonna say
we got love. We welcome you to the show.
Thank
You're
you.
part
Yeah.
of the Drive Guy.
But I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Let's
You
do it.
gotta break our tie. We have a little dispute here. Shaq said yesterday when Jokic won the MVP award, Shaq said, hey, I love you and everything, but I thought Shea should have won. I say Shaq is jealous of Jokic because Jokic has 3 MVPs, Shaq had 1, and Jay doesn't really see it that way. So what do you say? Who's right? Who's right? He says, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, Jay, but you say Shaq's just he's being respectful, but just kind of sharing how he actually feels.
Yeah, opinion's opinion. He could have whatever he wants, but you could tell that the inside the NBA guys, they are. I wouldn't call them haters, but they certainly harken back to their days. And in the old days, we used to be able to hack each other.
A
We
little
used
get
to-
off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly. And so nobody's ever as good as them, right? And,
That's true.
And if you think about the way that Barkley interacts with Shaq, the two of them fight about. Because Barkley is always, you're not as good as you think you are. And Shaq goes, I can't hear you through all these championship rings. Like, there's a bunch of that going on. So that's how they operate. But if you think about it, I watched the game in full the other day.
Yeah.
Mavs versus OKC. And Shea's team is just killer.
Yeah.
Got Chet on there, and he's a beast. And you've got Jalen Williams, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
You've got, we could talk about Dort again. I mean, every week we could talk about Dort. This is home of the Dort.
It's the Lou Dort hour. Yeah.
But his supporting cast, I think, is stronger than the Nuggets supporting cast. I mean, you got Murray. He's excellent. He'll never be an all-star, weirdly enough.
Yeah, I know.
But it's just a crowd in
And
the
Aaron
West.
Gordon's fabulous, but
Right.
other than that, yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that Jokic carries a larger load with it. There's no argument. If they chose Shea, it would have been it's like 1A, 1B. So nobody's really wrong.
Mhm.
But knowing Shaq's legacy, I mean, if Shea got the MVP, there is no gripe. But Jokic is getting closer and closer to Shaq's legacy.
That's it, Jay.
Because
That's
it's a
it.
center
Yeah.
doing center things, and he's doing some non-center things. And the point of it is that it's kind of like, well, that guy plays my same position. Maybe
I agree.
I think he's just,
and I don't blame him if that's how he feels, but to me, that's how he feels.
yeah, but
Competitive nature.
he is incredible. This dude is unreal. And if you could take anybody that doesn't look like they can do what they actually do,
Mhm.
Jokic is the number one GOAT at looking out of shape, yet still crushing.
Yeah.
I mean-
So if I go into True Sports Cards, as I like to do, and I'm like, Imran, I need give me a Jokic rookie card. What's
I don't have any.
You don't have any?
No.
Sold out, man.
They're in and out. It's out of Prism. The exact year escapes me, but I want to say it's 2015
I think it's
Prism.
2015. Yeah.
Yeah. So that card is just once it's
How about
there.
a Shea?
it's
You
gone.
got it. Give me a Shea.
Shay's
Shea-
there a little bit, but
Yeah.
the playoffs right now is hot. I mean, cards are flying. We just bought today an Anthony Edwards autographed card numbered to 5 in the world. It's his
Wow.
rookie card.
Autographed?
We bought it just in the last hour. I just got here.
Tell them to send a picture. If we don't see it, it ain't there.
I'll tell you this. I mean, we're in the thousands on thousands.
And
of
we're
dollars.
giving it away to a lucky listener?
yeah,
No.
yeah. The lucky listener is my wife, so that way we keep it in the family.
You said it's worth thousands of
Thousands
dollars.
plural. I haven't
Wow.
comped it yet, but
Yeah.
I will tell you that we spent thousands on this card as well. So whoever's going to purchase it from us, there's nobody hotter in the playoffs at this moment than Anthony Edwards.
Mhm.
This guy is shaping up to be the face of the NBA. The way that he is just a dog, he's flexing on people. There's an incredible photo of him in Denver. I don't know what he's doing on the baseline, but he's just muscling up,
Yeah.
and yelling at the crowd, and the crowd is just arms crossed. Everybody's sitting mopey faced, and I'm like, this guy's the next face of the NBA. He really is.
Mhm. Wow. Are basketball players in some ways safer to invest in than, say, baseball players when we're talking about cards, because I know baseball, there's so many great players who, I mean, Don Mattingly's an example, right? Don Mattingly's like, he's Don Mattingly. He's not even a Hall of Famer now. But in basketball, it seems like
he's even off the ballot.
Yeah.
Mattingly's not even on the ballot.
Yeah.
He's
I remember I used to have,
committee.
I got a Mattingly rookie card. I'm in good shape. And now what's it? I don't know, $15 or
About
whatever.
$30.
Okay.
84 Don
Yeah.
Russ.
Yeah. And that's not terrible, but obviously that's not great. But basketball, because there's fewer players, is that one of the reasons why basketball cards are more
12
popular?
active players on the roster.
Yeah.
G League has opened it up to where people now can flex between the two. Keon Ellis is a good example of that, playing in Stockton, then coming back up to Sacramento. So you could say that there's about 15 actual players on a team, on the roster. So of course you're going to get less duds because there's just fewer players in general. When we're talking about baseball, we've got a 26-man team plus 3 levels of the minors.
Yeah.
And then you've got football with a 52-man roster, and then you got whatever their feeder league is, USFL or XFL or whatever they call it.
UFL now. It's
UFL?
the XFL and the USFL together. The UFL.
Hey, 2 mediocres combined to a mediocre. That's awesome. So, I would just say that you have a better chance at it, but ultimately it comes down to playing time. So if the coach wants to bury them, AKA Monty Williams, with what he did with Jaden Ivey, he buried him the first part of the year, like literally put him on the floor 5 to 10 minutes a game. We're talking about a guy that was picked right after Keegan.
Yeah.
Right. And this guy can't even see the floor in his second year.
Sounds like you must have a lot invested in Jaden Ivey cards.
That's none of your business. Okay. Stop asking such detailed questions. But yeah, you would think that. I remember when we were cheering for the draft, we wanted Jaden Ivey. He was incredible coming out of college, right? But they played it based on fit. So it's what it is. But yeah, I would just say that basketball's a little safer. Of course, you have the higher risk of injury. Football the most, baseball the least.
Is football almost all quarterbacks in terms of investing in the cards that are going to?
They're them and wide receivers. Wide receivers. I think just the way that things have transitioned, it's very similar to the way that fantasy football has transitioned. For fantasy football, you want to draft a running back. And if somebody took a quarterback in the first round, we'd all laugh at them. You're dumb. But I think just in general, running backs longevity is 5 years. I mean, think about Ezekiel Elliott as an example.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was prime for 4 or 5 years and then was like, we can't even get on a team.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're celebrating him coming back to the Cowboys. So I just feel like the longevity of a player in football is short with the exception of quarterbacks. So,
yep.
Big M, I guess it's piggybacking on that question is who are some of the guys, and common sense would tell me the Ken Griffey Jr.'s, Barry Bonds, and I'm naming baseball guys, but who are some of the guys who do very well that are retired now, like that are hot, via still trying, people still trying to get their card or get their autograph.
Are you talking about baseball?
No, just throughout sports in general.
Brady right now is on fire.
Who's that?
Brady.
Really?
Oh, sure.
Tom Brady. They just did that roast.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because non-field activities or non-court activities can really blow up a player if they're really good at something. As an example,
out of sight, out of mind, inside in mind.
For sure.
Gotcha.
As an example, look at Tony Romo. Tony Romo became more collectible after his career than during, because he was just that guy that was predicting plays on the microphone, and he was the hot commodity. And
so he kind of lost his relevance with a certain segment of the audience, but then he's on TV and it's like he's a star again.
Nobody talked about Kendrick Perkins. Now they talk about him every week because he's bumbling through
that's a great point.
Ideas. Did anybody collect Jalen Rose? No. Now they do, right? So, like, we had
for yourself.
We had we had a
my
Stephen A. We had a Stephen A. autograph card in the store.
What?
Really?
And we put it on a story on Instagram. For those of you not following us, True Sports Cards on Instagram, please follow us. And literally, we put on an Instagram story. We had like 50 people call and say, "Is that available? Is that available?" It's they want the superstar, and the superstar happens to be on the microphone in almost all cases. Greg Olson's a good example of that. Greg Olson was a above average tight end, really hot. He became the number one color announcer for football for
What
Fox.
about a Kyle Draper card? What's that?
So let's just say that Kyle signed a Kyle Draper card.
Yeah.
I would only get it if he gave me $5 to $10.
Cold blood.
I mean, we're speaking truth here.
That's
Sacktown
right.
Sports 1140.
That's what we do with the drive guys. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Just say it's hot, man. I don't know.
So I guess to kind of put that in a, mold that into a ball of wax, if you have something of a former player, you kind of have to get lucky or wait until something happens, maybe outside of, like you said, outside of the field, because they're no longer doing anything on the field to make that number go up.
Brady just had that roast. It was one of the most watched things that has ever been posted on Netflix.
Right.
I watched a little bit of it. It's funny. I'm not into roasts. I find them to be a little too mean, but
this one got a little.
This one was bad.
Yeah.
But I would just say that, like, he signed a $375 million contract for 10 years, I believe it is, to be the lead color commentator for Fox. And I believe he starts it next year or the year after.
Next year.
Yeah. Everybody already collects Brady, but when he's on the mic talking every week, we can actually even look at the history of it. The Manning cast, when you had Eli and Peyton do this thing, it was such a hit that you started to see their card values rise. And I don't mean just generally all cards, really their rookie cards. That's really what it comes down to.
How about I have 3 of them in pristine condition. Steve Kerr rookie cards. He wasn't a great player, but he's Steve Kerr.
I mean, what has he got now? 10 rings, 8 rings?
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Like, he had 5 with he had 3 with the Bulls, 2 with San Antonio. He's won 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to have 10 rings. Something like that.
Pretty close.
Yeah. And what's crazy was when he used to commentate for, I believe it was NBC, when they had.
He was a TNT guy,
Was
I
TNT?
think. Yeah, I think so.
He was awesome on that too.
Yeah,
like,
he was.
legitimately, he's one
He
of those
was.
guys that's like, wow.
He's a smart guy.
I think when it's all said and done, whenever the final chapter of his career comes, people will appreciate him. But I don't feel he's appreciated like he should be right now.
You just gotta wait till he's all done. When he retires, then the value goes up.
Because he's in the Hall of Fame, but he's in the Hall of Fame only as the 73-10 Bulls.
Yes.
So he's
He'll
only
probably
as a
go in
player
as a
of-
coach too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Imran Palati is with us from True Sports Cards. I'm hearing a lot this week, and you already told us off there, they're flying off the shelves. Bowman Baseball is new this week.
Just came out yesterday.
Yeah. What is special about this set? The Bowman Baseball.
There's a guy by the name of Dylan Cruz. His team escapes me. I want to say it's the Washington Nationals. This guy is the choice player, the young guy. And, it's kind of like we talked about a couple shows ago, how people love to be the first at anything.
Because Bowman does like almost pre-rookies
Yeah.
or whatever they call it.
It's interesting because even like the Acuna brothers, there's a brother, Brian Acuna, to Ronald, and he had his first Bowman at 16 years old. Jason Dominguez, the guy that's playing for the Yankees, his first Bowman came out in 2020, 16 years old. So we're getting him out like they have some facial hair, maybe, right? Like they're as early as it gets. Jay has a card. I don't know what year it is. Jay, what year's your card?
07, 08.
Tell you what, I'll put a bounty. I'll put a bounty out there. If anybody's listening, I will give you $100 if you could find what's the actual name on the card, Jay.
I won't get my real name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, find that card. Find that card. Good luck finding it.
Right.
But it's out there. There is a baseball card, and I'll give $100 bounty. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
I think it's class. I'm gonna go to my mother's house. I keep telling Emran this. I'm gonna go to my mother's house and I'm gonna grab it, and then I'll give it to somebody. Then go collect $100.
See, now that is a card I would buy. Okay, Dre. So if
I'll give it to you.
Is that a minor league card or a
It
college
is. It's a
card?
minor league card. Yeah.
If I paid $100 for the J card, and Drape's got to pay me $10, it's a net
Give or take
positive of $90 here. We're talking about this is some real money exchanging hands.
Yeah.
This is the commerce that we need to talk about here.
These Bowman ones, I think I've seen where you have rookie cards, but are they like they're called first cards?
First Bowman.
So they're
first card
not
that they've
rookie
ever-
cards, or they are. It's kinda,
Rookie cards are the first year that they are in the majors.
okay.
These guys are years away from the major, so they're called first
But
Bowman.
is it as valuable as a rookie card if the guy ends up being
More.
Okay.
Because it's just at the very.
Yeah.
There's actually a bounty. If you're a caller and you're able to give me the identity on this, but I want to say there's a bounty. It's called a superfractor. There's one in the world, somewhere in the box, of Dylan Cruz, this guy that I'm talking about, and the superfractor that's autographed, one of one. There's a bounty by a company that's in the Northeast offering $200,000 to anybody that pulls his card and gives it to them. They'll buy it for $200,000. So, everybody's excited to look for these cards because it's not that the card's worth that, But it is worth that because somebody's willing to pay $200,000 for that card.
But if I got that, this is Jay. You'd hang on to it, right? Because if he becomes a star, it's going to be worth way more than that, right?
Nope. I'd be selling that.
I'd sell it.
That's there.
That's where you come
What's
from.
my direct flight to Buffalo?
Yeah.
See you later.
Which is, and Em, you're the perfect person to ask this question to, because me and White, we disagree on this quite a bit as well. Is he has some things in his collection, I have some things in my collection that, for me, if I felt it was, and I probably need to do this, I probably need to come down to True Sports Cards and really get this, get some of these things appraised at some point. But White, we know, has some things that have kind of already been bought, right? And I don't want to say it without you giving the okay, but
that's good. All good.
I'm like, sell it. Like, why not sell it now when you know there's a high price to it compared to if it may come down?
Look at the guy.
Yeah.
Does he look like he needs
even $1?
I
know. I get it.
You know why? I
understand it.
Like, I have a bunch of old autographs that are like great all-time baseball players that were kind of hand-me-downs. And I've thought about this a lot. Will I ever sell them? I don't know. But my thing is, let's say I sell them and I get whatever back and do whatever I'm going to do with that money.
Sure.
There's no really replacing those things. I'm never going to get anything like that again. It's almost like,
but you can, because you got there's so many goods that can go back and forth.
Yeah. With cards, maybe, but with
the memory,
Honest
the
Wagner
memories.
autograph.
Yeah, well, that's different. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Look, I have Jordan rookies. I'm a Jordan rookie collector. I love that. And I don't want to disclose what I have exactly, but let's just say this. If I was destitute and my wife Jessica and me and baby Beckett had to hit the streets, we'd be sleeping under a freeway. It'd be me, Beckett, Jessica, and 3 Jordan rookies. Okay? Because they're not leaving my possession.
Never?
Never.
Like, they're never leaving here.
We
Why?
will cover our bodies with these PSA graded Jordans.
Okay, but see, that
That's
leads
the
to my
truth.
question is this. As a collector or as someone that's in this, because I would come into this game as a novice of like a stock, and you explain this to me, and I don't want to go down that that road this long, but as a stock, if I got one piece and it was doing well and I was ready to sell it, let it go, because you never know where that stock is going to go. Why would someone of your ilk, who has seen quite a bit, probably almost close to everything, hold on to these beside the memories?
That's really what it comes down to, because
Gotcha.
everything can be
Sentimental
purchased
value.
again.
Sentimental
Absolutely.
value. Okay.
I remember when I pulled this card with my dad,
Gotcha.
and that when that card goes away, I have a Dave Henderson autograph card. I think I may have mentioned this to you. Hindu. And it's autographed. It's probably worth $30. It will. That's the other one that I'll never. So 3 Jordans and Dave Henderson, because my dad brought me to Dave Henderson to get an autograph at Safeway in Stockton when I was 10 years old. It was my first autograph I ever got in my life.
and I hope
my
you don't
dad,
mind me saying you lost your dad.
My
right?
dad passed the next year.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that memory
Yeah.
will always be there, and that thing is priceless to me. If somebody handed me $1 million for that card, number one, what are you doing? And 2, I would think about it. And 3, I would probably still pass on it, because, money doesn't solve everything. And that's part of why it makes me so, not upset, but kind of like just, why? When I see these little kids opening a pack and the first thing out of their mouth is, how much is this worth? How much is this worth? And that's not that I don't think that they should know their values, but I think it's one of those things where you're just killing the enjoyment for what you're supposed to be. Be a kid for a minute.
Yeah.
Right. So it's our responsibilities as adults to be able to show our kids commerce and show them buying and selling and trading at a fair value, but also realizing that we're opening this because you're my kid and I love spending time with you, and we're here at the shop together, or we're buying this thing at Target together and we're opening the packs at home. That's what this is doing. And I would tell you that that's my goal as a shop owner. I mean, Beckett's not even 2 years old yet, and I have him running around the shop holding cards and taking pictures with him, because one day he's going to be 10 or 12. Maybe he likes cards, maybe he doesn't. I have no clue, but I want those memories just in case he does love doing this. I mean, when the kid goes, "Why is my name Beckett?" And I go, "This is after a price guide when I was a little kid." But but again, the Beckett price guide is what my dad and I used to flip through in order to determine what cards we wanted to sell. And so it's all a legacy portion.
One of my favorites growing up was a guy named Lou Brock, and my dad got his autograph for me once, and apparently he was the nicest guy. And we lost him a couple of years ago. And one of the memories I had when Lou Brock passed away and I got the news, it was getting a pack of baseball cards and opening it and seeing Lou Brock, seeing him looking back at me.
Sure.
That was one of the first memories I had when he passed away, was
Definitely.
how excited I was when I actually, I got a Lou Brock baseball card.
And that's you telling the story years later is exactly what I hope kids today are enjoying and experiencing themselves, whether they're at my shop, any other shop, anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to see that because I know how that's positively affected me as a 46-year-old, what happened to me at 10 years old. And those experiences and memories mean something. So the more that we can capture, the more that we can keep them in the innocent world of enjoying the collecting rather than what's this worth? Oh man, that sucks that it's not worth as much as I thought. Like, that's not what I would like to see kids at a young age doing. So that's why I like to give stuff away, because if I could give a kid a pack of cards and they enjoy it, then they're not worried about value because they didn't pay for it in the first place.
Jay's just a big kid hoping you'll bring him a jersey.
He's like this, you know, I really enjoy things. Emran, you know what I would love? Like J. Will jerseys just bring me back to my childhood. In fact, the more signed J. Will jerseys, the better. The more I harken back to when I was a kid. Do you have 50 of them?
Yeah. You know, that's my friends. They're definitely about the J. Will. Em, you got to go. Do you have to go?
I'm cool. I can stay as long as you guys
because I
want.
actually have a couple
the
more
traffic
questions.
is terrible coming back here. My hair is all messed up because of the wind. I'm here. I'm here for you guys.
Why can we continue this? Because
Yes.
I got one or two more questions beside the value of something too.
Ron Pilati from True Sports Cards. By the way, if you have anything, and I should have asked you, if someone has something like, hey, I've got this great piece of whatever, I don't know if it's worth anything, would you be willing to talk to him
right
on the
now?
phone? And
Yeah.
you might not know, right? But you give
Come on.
somebody-
If I don't know it, it
All
can't
right.
be known.
Yeah, if you got something you've always wondered, how much is this autograph or this card or this ball I got worth? Give us a call.
Here's the site.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize to interrupt
no.
you. Just want to say this. If it's from 1986 to 1994, get ready for the Grim Reaper to give you some information.
Gotcha. We continue with Imran here. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Hey there, wanted to take a moment of your time so I could talk to you about insecurity. I could talk to you about confidence. I could talk to you about girth. Yeah, what? Girth? Yeah, okay. Let me tell you about the Upsize Clinic at UpsizeMatters.com. My good friend, Dr. Jack, and his friend, Dr. Pash in San Francisco, have a safe, effective, long-lasting doctor-performed procedure. It's non-surgical, virtually pain-free. Now listen, girth is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. What Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash are offering is a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation and get that confidence back. Reset in the bedroom with your partner. Financing is available. It's very private. It's very discreet. Available in Roseville with Dr. Jack and San Francisco with Dr. Pash at UpsizeMatters.com. That's UpsizeMatters.com.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear through the night tonight. Breezes will continue to diminish. By morning, our temperatures will be in the mid-50s. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm. Look for a high of 92. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for special offers right now. I'm Coach Doug Christie urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and save big on your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle right now. Visit FolsomLakeKia.com.
Sacramento sports fans, get ready to amp up your summer with the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. We've got a lineup that's awesome. First up on May 24th, don't miss Tribal Seeds as they bring their reggae beats to Ace of Spades, presented by Live Nation. And mark your calendar for June 8th when NF takes the stage at the Golden One Center. Visit LiveNation.com for tickets and get ready for a killer high-energy show. Don't miss music legends Daryl Hall and Elvis Costello with the The Imposters on June 12th, and NSYNC and Backstreet artists Joey Fatone and AJ McLean on June 22nd. 2 great shows coming in June to Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then looking ahead to August 4th, get ready for the Outlaw Music Festival at the Toyota Amphitheater, presented by Live Nation. The Sacktown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate playbook for the best shows and events in town. Stay tuned to Sacktown Sports for exclusive updates and your chance to win tickets.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
We see a lot of news about teens vaping, but teens see something else. Videos on social media that glamorize it and downplay the dangers of nicotine. How can parents talk so kids will listen? Use facts. 1. Nicotine can rewire teens' brains. 2. It can make teens more anxious. 3. Changes to the brain can be permanent. So even when it hides behind a new look, nicotine is brain poison. Go to undo.org for more.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
All my friends know Imran Palati. He's joining us here from True Sports Cards. And Jay had a question, and also we've had a number of people call in here and check in and line up. People want to know what their stuff is worth. Did you want to ask your question first, Jay, or you want to see what some of the things
we're
are
to
worth?
show the people. You know how we do it.
All right.
Take a step back.
First things first here on the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 from the 916. Do ticket stubs for LeBron's first game at Arco have value? Something that I've talked about. What?
Nah.
No?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, massive value. I would say that a ticket, and we've had quite a few, obviously a local card shop here in Sacramento. We have everybody bringing in everything. And I've seen my fair share of LeBron first game tickets. It was October 29th, 2003. I was at that game myself. I did not save my ticket stub. Nobody really thought about it then.
I did.
Yeah, of course you did. Because you're smart and I'm dumb. So as people walk in, and we actually had a guy walk in with like 30 of them.
Wow.
And what happened was he would just, after the game, he just picked up all of them off the floor because people had just left their tickets on the ground. So he just kind of, as everybody filed out of the building, he was just scourging all of them off the ground and kept them all. And they sell for ungraded, meaning they weren't sent to get a number grade between 1 and 10 from a company like PSA. Ungraded, they go for between $1,500 to $2,000 just per ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And then they could get values of up to $10,000 to $12,000 depending on the actual condition of the ticket. Most of them are beat up.
Yeah.
But they were in their pockets or whatever. Nobody really thought about it, how it was used.
Mine are in pretty good shape.
I can imagine. Everything of yours is pristine, right?
Yes,
nothing. There's nothing you own that isn't pristine.
Right. No. It's already.
Other than this massive stain in the back of it, it's pristine.
All right. So there you go. How about let's see what Tin has for us today on Sacktown.
Oh, I like Tin.
Yeah.
Tin checks in our show.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Tin.
He's one of our 8 listeners. I love him.
You're on with Imran on the Drive Guys. What's up?
Hey, what's up? Since 6 months ago, Imran.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. And Imran, I wanted to ask you because, sports, the beauty of it, you do the sports card business. Now, do you get, the youth that come in and you just see like the heartbreak on their face because their players out with like a, season-ending injury? Like, and of course that affects, of course, the business, the value of that player's card. What are your thoughts on that?
All right. So
Thank you.
thanks, Dan. So if we think about this, there's a couple of heartbreak moments. One is the active collector that says, oh yeah, I'm so excited. I've got X player, right, that I've invested heavily in. I'll give you the quick example. I have a guy. I love him. Great customer. I won't disclose his name. He went heavy into Trey Lance. And I mean heavy, like tens of thousands of dollars into Trey Lance. And then when we watched him, when we saw Purdy step in for Lance after his injury, you want to talk about a depressed guy? Like, I wanted to give him a hug every time he came into the store.
Yeah.
And then he got traded to Dallas, and you knew he was going to sit behind Dak, and chances of him playing were going to be slim to none. It was just like, this poor guy. Yes, injuries can definitely affect the value, and I see the sadness on people's faces. And then I see people that bought that funny-looking Brock Purdy character that looks like a guy that works at the library, bought all of his rookie autographs for $10 a piece and thought, oh, why not? It's the Niner. I want to collect them. And then those $10 cards turned into $100 cards overnight, into $200 to $500 cards. Everybody has the same opportunity to go get the same cards. It's just, what crystal ball are you following?
Yeah.
So, I would say that. Now, the other sad people that come into the store are the ones that run in with the 88 tops, 1988 tops, right? I was 11 when that set came out, and we all bought them. I even bought from Shop at Home. Hey, do you want to buy these cards? Yeah. John West screaming at the top of his lungs. Yeah. And so I bought those, and then I have those guys come in. I've had these cards for 40 years. Do you want to buy them from me? I go, let's look them up on eBay, because I want to be the doctor with the X-ray, not the Grim Reaper here. And I go, oh, that recently sold for $6. Which one? Which card?
Yeah.
All of them.
Combined.
The all of them. Well, will you give me $6 for them? No. No. So
because they overproduced during that period.
They overproduced. We were young. We bought everything that was on the shelf.
Yeah.
And anytime you can get a card, like, it's a miracle that the Barry Sanders 1989 scorecard is worth $30 ungraded. It's a miracle considering how many cards were printed during that time.
Wow.
Because they just kept firing up the presses.
Wow. Let's see. Is this Garth joining us here on Sacktown Sports? Hey, Garth, you're on the Drive Guys and Imran. What's up?
Yes, sir. Hey, I was curious. I've got a Joe Montana rookie card that's in mint condition.
Is it in pristine? Is it in pristine condition?
Well, I don't know your definition of pristine, but it's got a sleeve on it. It's never been in the sun. And in my opinion, it is pristine, but I'm not the expert.
Okay. So what's your question? Do you want to know what it's worth? Do you want me to buy it from you? What would you like? Talk to me.
Curious what the value is.
So the way that cards now are really creating its steady value is by getting a card graded. So you're sending it off to having a third-party authenticator look at its centering, its corners,
which is not free.
It's not free. We charge $30. And we send it off on your behalf. And so here's a quick example. So, Garth, when you have your Joe Montana rookie card just sitting there, it's probably worth between, just based on what you told me, I know that it wasn't in the sun and it's been in a sleeve. That's what we know about it. So we know that card's probably worth about $65 to $85. Sounds low.
At least.
Yeah. Right. But if you get it graded, let's just say that it's a PSA. I'm going to go with a 7, which is a near mint. That card is closing right now at about $150. I'm looking right now on eBay, $120 to $180. Okay. So it's worth the investment to pay the $30. But if you get an 8, or let's just say a 9, which is nearly impossible, a 9 sells for right around, I'm looking right now, PSA 9, $640, right? So it's a big difference. And then if you get a 10, which is nearly impossible, but if you pull off 10, perfect card in every way, we're talking some serious money. We're talking about I'm looking right now for a Joe Montana. They don't even have one available for sale on eBay. No.
Yeah.
Set your
It's
price.
really rare. I mean, yeah,
Set your own price, Garth.
It's really in the Garth. We're talking about $2,500 to $6,000, just depending on.
And Garth, I will give you $11 for it right now.
And
no
see-
question.
Sight unseen. Sight unseen. But Garth,
Going once.
Here's the truth, Garth. By putting a number grade to it, both the person buying and the person selling know about what the worth is, so nobody feels taken. That's the best way to go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
we lost him.
Garth
Thank
left
you,
town.
Garth. That's hopefully he's happy with that.
Well, it
You
depends.
never know what people are
And-
expecting.
and I love that too, right? It's so interesting because Garth asks the question like I get often. Well, I have this card. I've never taken it out of a sleeve, and it was in the basement. What do you think it's worth? Like, I kind of got to see it, smell it, taste it, all that stuff first.
I know when I first started checking my values of cards, I assumed everything was a 10 because it's like, well, I've just had them in a box. And then you look at it and you realize, oh man, 10s are not very common.
Yeah. And we used to put rubber bands around our cards. And, it's like, and you're slightly older than me, not by much, but yeah, I was going to, I'm
70. I'm 70.
You're not 70. Are you 70?
No.
Were you born in 1970? I was like, what kind of facial moisturizer do you use? My goodness, dude. But yeah, we care for the cards didn't really matter. And when we were little, there was no PSA, there was no SGC, there was no grading company for this. So we never thought of it that way. We never did.
All right. Can you stick around one more?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Thank you. You sure?
Jessica, if you're listening, just text me if I can stay here longer. Trust me, she's like, just
Jay
stay
still
for
got a question for you. We got some people lined up.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm
so
here.
Imran's here. For just one more segment. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Mark Kleinen in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear through the night tonight. Breezes will continue to diminish. By morning, our temperatures will be in the mid-50s. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm. Look for a high of 92. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA3 app.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
Right now, while you're sitting on the couch or just driving around, your friends are at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range powered by Top Tracer. The vibe is perfect, whether you're an accomplished player or a newbie. Play a variety of fun games, play Pebble Beach, or compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Hungry? The Hangout Food Truck offers burgers, chicken strips, and more. Check the summer-long free concert schedule. Be a part of the fun at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, open until midnight.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
My father was a career United States Air Force pilot, and Memorial Day is a reminder of all he and so many others did for our country. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Right now at the annual Memorial Day sale, everything in the store is on sale. Everything. You'll save 10 to 25% on all living rooms, to sofas, to sectionals, to dining rooms, to bedrooms, to home offices, and so much more. Everything is on sale right now at Naturewood Home Furnishings Memorial Day sale. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, it's all available for you at savings from 10 to 25% at Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishing, off Highway 50 in Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this, because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiavacaville.com.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
And we're talking sports memorabilia with Imran Palati from True Sports Cards. We've had some interesting questions, comments already. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Imran's only with us for one more segment, though. And I know Jay has a question as well. Here's some on the text line. Oh, from the 209. Are you telling me my Todd Van Poppel rookies are never going to be worth anything?
Which ones?
Todd Van Poppel.
Is he going to be the lead sportscaster or color commentator on Fox next year?
That's your only hope.
That's the only hope. I wonder what Todd Van Poppel. I'm gonna Wikipedia him while we're on.
What he's doing?
I understand it. I remember that feeling. Oh yes,
19
I got a Todd Benzinger rookie card. I am set.
Todd Van Poppel, 1990 score, I believe, is where he's at. For those of you that don't know who Todd Van Poppel is, he was the second coming of Nolan Ryan for the Oakland A's.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Van Poppel.
Roger Clemens, yeah.
I think his arm went Todd Van Pop.
Yeah.
So,
how about Craig here on Sacktown Sports? Hey, Craig. Craig. Thanks for hanging. What's up? You're on with Imran, the Drive Guys.
I'm good, thank you. Hey, I got a Candlestick Park street sign that has the baseball and the football player from the 72 season to the 95 season. That's the first thing, real quick here. Yeah. And then I have some bunting from the 89 World Series from Oakland and San Francisco. And I have pictures to prove that I actually got it off the wall. So I'll take your comments off the air. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Craig. Interesting items.
So the Candlestick Park item I've seen many a times. It's a manufactured item. It didn't really come from Candlestick, but it has a picture of a baseball player and a football player in shadow, almost like, when you see the
I've seen
cross.
it. I've seen the actual one. I remember going to the game.
Yeah, so they've made replicas of that, but the fact that he had other guys sign that is pretty awesome. Speaking of other guys who can sign that, I'm here today to promote my new book. No, I'm here to promote our show. We have a card show next weekend at the grounds. I believe that you and Kyle will be there, and I think, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping so. But
I'm coming, man. Don't leave me out.
You're coming, Jay? Oh, he's driving. He's driving. He's the drive guy. He's the drive guy for the drive guys.
Yeah.
And Kevin Mitchell will be there on Friday at 5:00 signing autographs. $20 just for a Kevin Mitchell autograph.
That 89 World Series, Ricky too, right?
Ricky's there too. Yeah, Ricky's there too. Ricky will be there. He's a little bit more than $20. And
let's go down the line. You got Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel. Go ahead, Emory.
All right, let's go. So on Friday we have Kevin Mitchell. So he'll be there from 5 to 6. Then the next day we have our lineup. It's an incredible lineup. I actually can't believe that we have this lineup. We're starting off with Vlad Guerrero Sr., Hall of Famer. He'll be there. We've got Johnny Manziel. He'll be in the afternoon because he doesn't like to wake up early.
Real quick,
That's
are these time slots? Not to cut you
Would
off.
you like it? Would you like time slots?
Please, by all means.
Yeah,
Let me know when I want to pull up.
Let me make sure. Well, you're there all day because you're their ride. Let me make sure I do this right. Yeah. So I know that Vlad's in the morning. Let me see here. I apologize, guys.
It's okay.
It's all right. We'll put you on the spot. We'll put you on the spot.
No, this is great.
There's,
All right.
But why you going? Oh, you got them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Starting at 11 o'clock in the morning, we've got Vlad Guerrero Sr. At 12 p.m., we have Ricky Henderson, who he said in front of Lou Brock, "You're a hero.
Yeah.
I'm the greatest of all time."
Yes.
And Lou Brock went, great. We have Frank Thomas going to be there.
She'll like it too.
She'll like it too. He'll be there at 12 p.m. Randy, the big unit Johnson, he'll be there at 1 p.m. And many people have asked me, will he sign a photo of him hitting the bird with that baseball? The answer in the past has been no. So I don't know.
The bird won't either.
Yeah, the bird has no interest in signing that. At 1 p.m., we have Money Manziel, Johnny Manziel, the Heisman Trophy winner. At 2 p.m., we have Dave Stewart, the feared pitcher, the fork baller.
What a great guy.
He signed with us last year. I was going to do a 5-minute interview with him, kind of like what you were supposed to do with me today, and it turned into an hour, similar to what you're doing with me today again. And this guy,
Are you comparing yourself to Dave Stewart?
I would say that we're, I don't know,
Cut from the same cloth.
Yes, I would agree with that. Same net worth, same everything.
Yeah.
But guess who's calling me right now?
John Taylor.
Our autograph guest.
Yeah.
We'll get John.
Hey,
on.
John, just to let you know, I'm on the radio right now. I apologize.
No problem. I was just returning the call. I see where
Hey, I'm trying to tell people how excited I am that you're signing autographs on Sunday, next Sunday at the fairgrounds. And I wanted to just have you come up on air, but I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do it right now anyway.
Well, good thing you're not. All right, we'll catch up later, though. See ya. So there you go. We also have Dennis
Well, that
Rod.
could have gone any which way.
Yeah, could have. He could have said a lot of things. He didn't say what I thought he may have nervously said. Dennis Rodman at 2 p.m.
Big time.
So we got Dennis Rodman, and they said specifically, do not put him in the morning. He is not a morning person, which means that he probably goes to bed earlier that morning.
Or he
and
might go to bed right after you.
Correct. Let's hope that he doesn't go to bed while he's signing autographs. And then on Sunday, we have, of course, John Taylor, who just called, and we have Tom Rathman, and we have Michael Cooper. It's his very first autograph signing since he got into the Hall of Fame. So we got Showtime Lakers Michael Cooper there too. It's one heck of a weekend. We got 90 tables of cards and dealers and all kinds of cool stuff. It's a great venue. We have a trade night that we're having on Saturday night from 6 to 9. So everybody that bought cards and traded cards can hang out after from 6 to 9 under the stars.
Super.
I mean, it's just an incredible event. It's our third one that we've put on. So I'm hoping that you go to the website, sacautographexpo.com. Check it out. We hope to see you there.
Here's Daniel on Sacktown Sports. Hey, Daniel, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? I got a couple things that I bought brand new when I was a little kid. I got a Joe Montana rookie card, and
was it in a sleeve and was it out of the sun? That was a joke. Garth said that.
Yeah, it's been in just like in a binder for years.
Got it. Okay.
And I also have an 88 Jordan too.
88 Jordan. Okay. So the 88 Jordan, is it the one that has like a red border around it and he's dunking?
It looks like he's like, I think, I can't remember. His hands are, cause I'm not at home. Sorry. His like arms are up kind of.
Yep. It's a Fleer card.
Yes. Fleer.
All right. So his arms are up. That's going to be 1988 Fleer. That's the same year as rookie card of Scottie Pippen. That card, hold on to your horses. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you're sitting down. $25.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. $25. Although I do see one that closed yesterday for $52. So it's all what people are willing to pay for. That one looks centered. It looks great. It's on eBay right now. So just to let you know, somebody closed on one yesterday for $52 on eBay. So it's worth $52.
Wow, I thought
so
it was worth more than that.
I could get it graded. Come by the store and we'll help you get it graded if you have interest in doing that.
By the way, appreciate the call. The gentleman that called about the sign, he texted us. He said it's the actual sign that was on the street. Yeah, he said it wasn't a replica.
Name your price, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where, well, first of all, how do you own that? Don't tell us how you own that. He was there with a crescent wrench removing it from it. But yeah, so like if it really is the sign that you see on,
I know that sign.
I remember driving past it.
Yeah.
If it's that sign, first of all, I don't want to know how you got it, but two, it's name your price, because really I think there was only one of those, maybe two.
There might have been a couple. Yeah. At most,
Yeah.
maybe.
I own a couple of the Candlestick seat backs. I bought them from a distributor that ended up buying all of the seats from Candlestick.
Wow. Yeah.
So I bought about 7 or 8 number 16s, and then I had Montana sign them at a private signing. So we have them framed and shadow boxed in our store too. So there's all kinds of great stuff that came out of Candlestick. I'm actually looking for Arco seats. If anybody has any Arco seat backs,
I think we got a bunch in
in
the
downstairs.
store.
Okay, well then, just like he owns the original Candlestick stuff, I'm about to own some original Arco seats here. I brought my big truck, so
Yeah, Jay, do we have time for one more? I know we're up against. Okay, let's go to Ryan. Has been hanging on.
What's up, Ryan?
Ryan, you're on with Imran on the Drive, guys. What's up?
Oh, hey, thanks for taking my call. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I been fortunate enough to get a couple cards and some breaks, and I'm just curious on the value. I got a De'Aaron Fox optic rookie auto out of 10.
That is a big card. So the rookie is 2017.
It's BGS graded 9.5.
Okay.
But they gave me a 9 on the auto.
Doesn't matter. I mean, it's a 9. Well, it does matter, but is it on card? And when I'm saying this to everybody that's listening, did he sign a sticker that was put on there, or was it signed on the actual card?
No, that's an on-card auto on that optic.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the wonderful thing about that is whenever you see an on-card auto, the reason why a 9.5, a gem mint copy of that is worth so much is because the player actually held that card. And so many times, Panini in particular uses stickers. I'll have a guy sign it, and then somebody sticks it on there.
Yeah.
So the card actually never sees that card being handled by the player. That's why when you see a card like that, what he has, first name again? Ryan.
Ryan.
When Ryan has, that in itself is a huge deal, because I can tell you right now, as a guy, like I did John Taylor signings of his cards that went into Panini. I was physically with John at his house. We got him done. I represented him on that case. And I'm very careful with having him sign it. And I say, don't touch it, John. I'll lift it. And I had gloves and I moved it around. But you should see when these guys sign at a show and they're like signing cards on behalf of Panini and they want to get this thing done. They're signing the card. They're sliding it on the table. They don't really care about the condition. So Ryan, the fact that you have a card numbered to 10 in the world, it's an on-card auto by De'Aaron himself. You really have I wouldn't call it priceless, but it's one of those that you'll find very few comparables to that card, because it's just not.
It's been hard to find anything. I'm just curious about that.
Yeah,
one.
you're in the thousands.
Like what's thousands? Give me a ballpark and your best estimate. Be the expert here, and what we
This
looking
does
at?
not constitute an offer.
Yeah. I mean, if you're asking me of what I want to buy it for, $11 is my offer.
That's my offer.
I know,
Oh,
but so I try to match. I try to match his offer. But if you just look at a De'Aaron Fox autograph and you just kind of extrapolate from there, if you look, a De'Aaron Fox autograph out of Optic for a PSA 9 went for $305 yesterday, and that was not numbered at all. It was just one of many. So as you go down and it turns into out of 99, out of 49, out of 25, out of 10, there's only one card better than that. Actually, there's a green, like I told you about the Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is numbered out of 5 that we got. So there's a green Optic for De'Aaron out of 5, and then there's the 1 of 1. There's only 2 better cards
That's amazing.
than what he has right now.
Cha-ching.
So
what we looking
congratulations. What are we talking about?
Yeah, just give me something. Ballpark.
Well, if 305 is a PSA 9 and he's got a 9.5 BGS, I don't know. $5K?
Just a guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And you got it in a break?
Yeah, I ended up getting in a break.
What was your spot cost on that?
It was $45.
So what he did was he bought into something that said, hey, you get a chance at anybody that's a Sacramento King, and he just so happened to hit that.
Wow.
Congratulations, Ryan.
And another, can I ask one more?
I'm sorry, I don't think we can.
Yes, no?
Yeah, I'm
Right.
sorry.
Sengun, Prism, 1 of 1.
I'll take it off the air.
All right, thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
And you guys can always call the shop at
There you go.
916-259-1993. 916-259-1993. We'll be happy to answer
Tell
that.
them Whitey sent you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and when you, it's not gonna be Kyle. Kyle will send them on in the morning of Christmas Eve. That's a running joke that we're gonna always hold over his head. I would just say this: that 1 of 1s, you're never gonna have a comparable because you're physically holding that card. So look across other brands of Sengun's 1 of 1 and see what they're selling for, and then appropriate from there.
There you go. Imran, thank you very much. We
It's a
appreciate
pleasure,
it.
guys.
Yeah.
How long is Kyle out for?
He'll be back on Monday.
Great.
Yeah,
It'd be good to
he's
see
on
him again.
vacation.
Yeah, we missed him.
Yeah. And it's good to see you.
Great to see you guys.
appreciate it.
Thanks for.
We'll see you out at the store.
Yep.
We're gonna come right back with what are we gonna do here when we're coming right back? We got to look at speaking of De'Aaron Fox. Is that the answer to the Kings' offensive issue? More De'Aaron Fox. We'll get into that when we come right back. It'll be Jay and Whitey, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper here from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I tell everybody I know this is the greatest place ever to get yourself a new or pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. Their dedication to their customers is just incredible. And if you're a business owner, well, you need to know that this is also a Mercedes commercial van sales and service center. That's right, Mercedes-Benz vans, they are rugged. They'll haul anything you can put in them. And best of all, buying a Mercedes Sprinter van for work qualifies you for very generous tax breaks. I mean, who doesn't love a tax break, right? Well, 2023 Sprinters are available at rates as low as 4.9% APR. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, I'm telling you, you got to see their beautiful new showroom also. It's where I got my EQS. And I tell everybody I know that if you're going to roll in a Mercedes-Benz, get it from my good friends in Stockton. It's just a short drive right off the 5, a half hour from SAC, right at the 8 Mile Road exit. So head there right now or go online at mbfstockton.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Chrysler's It's the Season sales event?
We're celebrating 75 years in business by offering Dodge Chargers and Challengers at enormous discounted prices to say thank you. We're sad to be saying goodbye to the last of the gas-powered Dodge Chargers and Challengers, but we're sending them out in style. Right now, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on the very last of the new 2023 Dodge Charger and Challenger Scat Packs.
Yeah, it's hard to believe this is really the end.
Yep, once they're gone forever. Don't wait and miss your chance because there's only a few left, and with savings like this, they won't last long.
Hurry in before they're gone or search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
11,000 total net savings on select new 2023 Challenger and Charger Scat Packs after 6,000 factory rebates and 5,000 dealer discounts. 5 of this net savings, sample VIN 596361. See dealer for details.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Across Sacramento, air conditioners are firing up, and with them, power bills are going through the roof. Are you ready for your utility bill to soar even higher next month? Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners save money because going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. We call it the Aztec Paycheck. How big of a paycheck? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much money you'll save every month. Find out how much you'll save now at yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable. Stop paying the power company and start paying yourself. Looking for a deal? Here's a timely offer from Aztec Solar. You can own a solar electric system for just $99.95. Cash price after incentives. Don't waste another dollar. Visit yourpowersavings.com and keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sacktown Sports.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Well, thanks for being with us today, and thank you to Imran for joining us. Thanks for all the questions on your memorabilia. We'll have to do that again sometime. We didn't get to answer everybody's questions. Apologize for that. Somebody from the 209 says, had to go back to work. What is the name of his store?
True Sports Cars.
Yes, sir. It's got one in the mall and then one in it says Rockland, but it's actually right there in Roseville.
Yeah. The one in the mall, the Roseville Galleria.
Yes. Tremendous. If you're into cards, memorabilia, it really is an amazing place. I mean, they have stuff in the back even that doesn't even make it out onto the main floor. That's amazing stuff. So yeah, we'll have to get to some of those questions again. Thanks for sharing. People have some amazing stuff around.
They do.
Sports fans have some amazing things.
They do. Yeah. And it's always interesting in what people are invested in, what they like compared to what they collect. And that's one of my questions are, how much of this is for the collection and the nostalgia and the experience compared to, I'm just in this for the money, how many times do you get that divided between the people that come into the shop?
Yeah, it's interesting hearing Imran talk about how he got into it. He talked a little bit today about his dad, getting stuff with his dad, but at the same time, it's a business for him. So that's a guy with, 1 foot in each camp, right? I mean, yeah, obviously it is literally his business, but at the same time, he keeps in mind that it's supposed to be about fun, and he's got those cards.
Yeah,
that he will not
the time I went out to the shop and I saw with my own 2 eyes. You know, children come into the store. I saw a couple with a couple of children, and one of them had a Little League jersey on, and Emma literally stopped mid conversation and welcomed the family into the store, and said, "Hey, hello, how'd the game go? Everything was good, perfect." He was like, "How'd you do today?" I got a hit or two. He's like, "Oh, you know what? You deserve a pack." And he hollered at one of his employees, "Grab young man a pack," and then another child came in, and I believe it had a cast on their hand or their foot. It was like their hand, I believe, the wrist rather, I should say. And he was like, "Oh, you know what? You're a trooper. You deserve a pack." And so I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
That's a good tip. Next time I go in there, I'm going to wear a Little League jersey with a cast on my hand. See what
a flawless box.
See what I come away with. We have 2.1 seconds left in the first half. How about this? Boston 54, Cleveland 54.
Come on, Cleveland.
Let's go, Cavs.
Come on.
Yeah, giving them seize all they can handle, at least in the first half. Very talented team, those Cleveland Cavaliers. Offensively, they're very Donovan Mitchell-centric. And I know we were just talking a moment ago about De'Aaron Fox. Saw a piece today, Jay, in The Athletic about how the NBA is becoming more and more heliocentric in terms of the offense. That is, offenses in the NBA more and more are relying on mainly one guy. Usage rate for the game's brightest stars is soaring. And so that was my question. How much of the Kings' offensive problems could be solved if it's just simply a matter of more De'Aaron Fox? Let De'Aaron cook. What do you think? Is that part of the solution?
Yeah, and
is he that good?
I think it depends on who you ask, and I think that's the $1 million question we all are trying to figure out is how great can De'Aaron be, and what is his ceiling if there is a ceiling? And this, there are athletes, when we're talking about the greatest of the greatest, we're talking about guys who've won multiple championships or, multiple MVP awards, like you're talking about Jokic, Kobe's. There is no ceiling to certain people, certain players' ability. It just sometimes they win, sometimes, some years it doesn't work, but there's no ceiling. There's always something that's like, man, he did what? There's always something astonishing. And I think that's what we're looking for from De'Aaron, is to know what his ceiling is, if he ever has one. And if so, what is the floor of that ceiling, if that makes sense? How great can he be, but can he lead a team? Can he, be one of those players throughout the NBA history of, man, he's like a general. He's got to be a general, multiple stripes on his shoulder, multiple championships, multiple awards, and he's off to when it comes to being a general, he's off to a decent start. I think, he doesn't have all the awards that goes with it, but I think that's the question, Whitey. I think really Kings brass are really investing in what De'Aaron may or could be down the line.
Yes. When you look at last year and the fact that the Kings didn't play as well as they hoped, I think this is something that no one ever talks about. De'Aaron Fox, some of his numbers were better than the year before. Like the 3-point shooting was better, which is something that he worked on. He averaged more points a game. But overall, I don't think he had as good of a year. And the thing is, the Kings rely on him a lot.
Yeah.
And he had a fine year. But overall, he wasn't as efficient as the year before. That's one of the reasons the Kings weren't as good. Now, that's a tough one because it makes it sound like you're saying it's his fault. Well, they just rely on him and Domas an awful lot. And last year, De'Aaron Fox's shooting percentage went from .512 overall to .465. That's not terrible, but that's quite a drop. And it just shows when Fox or Domas, either one of those guys, has any kind of fall off, and it's normal and it's acceptable and he's still a good year, the Kings really feel it because they rely on those guys so much.
Yeah.
So, that's another reason why they are really relying on Keegan to make that leap so he can help them, because they rely on those two guys an awful lot. De'Aaron Fox is not a candidate for all league this year. Made it all league third team last year. Domas he probably won't make it, but they need both those guys to play out of their minds pretty much every night to have their best chance to win.
Yeah, and if not, the person that they're all hinging upon is Malik Monk. Malik Monk, and I've said it numerous times, Malik Monk has saved the Kings in so many opportunities. everyone kind of goes back to the triple overtime game against the Clippers from 2 years ago, but there's been multiple times where you go and you're like, man, without Malik scoring those last 15 of 17 points, what would happen? I just truly think, and it sounds almost crazy, and this kind of kicks back to your question. I would love to see De'Aaron and DeMontis, De'Aaron and Keegan, De'Aaron and, someone else that hopefully they'll grab this offseason and more pick and roll opportunities. And so I think that also kind of coincides to what you're saying is putting De'Aaron in situations where he has control of the ball, control of the play, control of the narrative, control of the action is something I would love to see a little bit more. So I guess what I'm saying is I think he has an opportunity to do what that report, that analysis is saying that you've read off. But I think you also have to showcase, you have to prove that as well. And I think that's the question is, we know he's good. We know he's all league level. We know he's all-star level, but can he be superstar level? Can he be one of the greats level? And I think to know that, you got to have the ball in the hand.
Yeah. And one of the things here, I asked the question, do they need to just give him the ball more? He gets the ball a lot. His usage rate is really high. Just for example, Anthony Edwards is 31.4 usage rate last year. Brunson, 31.1. Steph Curry, 30.2. Donovan Mitchell, 30.1. De'Aaron Fox, 30. So he's up there with those guys already.
Sure.
So it'd almost be hard to give him the ball more. He just needs to be more efficient than he was last year. And that's not a criticism because, again, he had a really good year. But the Kings, as currently constituted, they're not the deepest team. They don't have a lot of great players. They need those two guys to be great. Mike Brown's talked about that. He says, those guys know it. We need them to be great every night. I think De'Aaron Fox was compromised last year by, it appeared they had some physical things going on. To his credit, I think he didn't make any excuses, didn't go into that. But that's one of the things the Kings need this year going forward. They need a lot of things. They need Malik Monk to come back. If not, they need to bring in more talent, especially offensively. Jerry Reynolds was just with us a couple days ago. He said they need 2 new starters, ideally. They need 2 new starters, but one of the things they need is De'Aaron Fox. Even though he was really good last year, they need him to be better this year because they just don't have a lot of great players. So it'll be interesting to see how he bounces back from a year that was a good year, but in many ways a step down from the year before, and he wasn't nearly as efficient. That's what made Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a true MVP candidate this year. He was extremely efficient. And that's in terms of you're not missing shots, not turning the ball over. So De'Aaron still has some room for improvement there. And I know Jay and I talk about this. Do we really know how good De'Aaron Fox can be? I'm not sure we do. At some point, De'Aaron Fox needs to have that bust through year, and it's awfully tough. I know when you're talking about awards and all-stars and things like that and stats, because maybe he doesn't get as fair a shake as some guys who are A, more established, B, playing for more established teams. But I think for the Kings to get to where they need to get to, they still need to see De'Aaron Fox improve. As good as he's been, they still need him to get better. Even though De'Aaron Fox is probably on path right now, and this isn't just my opinion, this is the opinion of a lot of people that have been watching the Kings for a long time, he's probably on track to be the best Kings player ever. And yet I think the Kings need him to be better. Is it fair? It's just the way it is. Domas had a great year last year, but isn't De'Aaron Fox a better player than Domas? I don't know who had the better year, but don't the Kings need De'Aaron Fox to clearly be their best player? I think they do. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's a drive, guys. It's Whitey Gleason and Jay with you today. So we're just keeping track of what's going on with the Cavs and the Celtics, and then we'll have OKC, speaking of Shai, and the Dallas Mavericks. Interesting piece in The Athletic today, speaking of guards who are heliocentric, get the ball a lot. This was a really interesting piece about Luka. Pointed out that for Luka's career, and everybody who comments in this piece, the guy who wrote the piece, everyone says, look, Luka is a generational talent, especially offensively. He's a great player. He's a great talent. but somebody did some research that showed for much of his career, the Mavericks have been only a little better with Luka on the floor than they've been with Luka off the floor. Better, yes, but not as much as you would think. And it's really a puzzle because we know how good he is. There have been some years where, wow, that doesn't look right as far as how the Mavs played with Luka on the floor and with him off the floor. So why is that? There's some theories. And by the way, once they got Kyrie this year, I know they'd gotten him the year before, but once Kyrie was here and they started playing better this year, they got better defensively. The numbers started trending in the right direction in that regard. But Luka is, some people say he might be too ball dominant. Some people have said, I think it's Chandler Parsons, who never played with Luka, but he did play with James Harden. He says, when you have a guy like that who always has the ball, you're almost relieved sometimes when they're out of the game because it opens things up. When that guy's on the floor, it's like he's got the ball all the time. So there could be some of that. There's players in the past with Luka have felt more free to, all right, now I finally get to shoot. Poor defender, that's been part of it. But again, they've been much better defensively. Some people think Luka's so good that he just gets bored, Jay.
No, come on. No, I don't know where you see that at. Those guys, people, let me just say people, not guys, but those people, no, they're out their mind. No way, no how. Come on now. He's not bored. If he was that bored, he'd be moving circles around cats on the court. He doesn't. He's still got competition. No
As
way,
I said,
no how.
One executive said, and this is something I'd never thought of, but when I read it, it resonated with me. Like, yes, I know I told you earlier. One executive said, some nights it seems like Luka performs more than he competes. Yes.
Oh,
That's it.
That hit home for you.
It did.
Yes. And is it but okay, let's say this. That's part of, and I kind of hear where you guys are going. That's part of entertainment, though. That's part of coming to a game, right? Is entertaining. I like the player who hits the three and waves the crowd up. I like the Malik Monk, skipping down like that's performing, isn't it?
It is.
Okay.
But I mean, I think you can be both.
Sure,
Like
I think so too.
People love watching Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't care. He was aware that people were watching him, but that just made him focus on what he was doing.
Yes.
And it's not fair to compare everyone to Michael in terms of being competitive, obviously, because no one's going to be as competitive as Michael. No one's going to be more competitive. But Luka sometimes seems like, and maybe that's one of the things that's keeping him, despite all his talent, from being more of a winner to this point.
So he's out there for the show, not out there to prove, or not out to win the game. Okay.
What do I know?
You're not putting nobody. I'm not putting words in your mouth. We're just
That's
reading.
what some are suggesting. Hey, you watch tonight, he's going to score 50.
Yeah.
They're going to even that series up.
I think, going back to the Jordan position. Now, I didn't get to see Jordan play in the 80s a lot because I was a child.
That's no excuse, but okay.
Very true. I'm 3 years old watching Jordan. I couldn't even tell you what happened, but. I mean, Jordan played a little bit, the hunch of the shoulders, the points, the big eye. It's not like it was lost on him, but I understand what you're saying.
He was doing it for whoever he was playing against, showing them. He wasn't like, hey, up there in the upper deck, they're really getting a thrill out of seeing me do this. But I want to ask you, I know you're on the phone there, and Jay's doing a million things here. What do you think we know how good De'Aaron Fox is yet? I don't think we know yet, even though, and I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing him because he's on the way to being the best Sacramento King ever. But I still think the Kings, truth be told, I think they need him to be better.
I do too. I really do. And I've said it numerous times in the fact of, I think his superpower is his quickness. He's become for me, an elite in the paint, 10 feet, 12 feet, mid-range, by the cup shot maker. Like he can get to a spot better than just about anyone in the league, and not without the nifty. He doesn't need the moves. He doesn't have to cross you over, go behind the back. He can just blow right by you and get to where he needs to. The one thing I can continue to talk about, though, White, and you've heard me say this, I just think he has to make people around him better to take the last step. When you look at superstars, pretty much all superstars, they have that effect of making people around them better. albeit if it's, Kobe in the locker room or Jordan, I'm going to punch you in your face and make you better. Or, I'm going to lead by example and make you better. Or I'm going to be in your face to make you better. Some people do it by passing. I'll make you better, getting you in better spots, And so I'm not I don't know what it's going to take for De'Aaron to make people better. And I'm not saying he doesn't. Let me make sure I put that in there. I'm saying at the elite level, De'Aaron Fox does not match an SGA. At the elite level, he does not match a Jokic. He's not making his teammates better. He's not bringing them with him, for whatever reason it is. And it could be his teammates. I get it. You got to have some type of talent around you too, right? You can't just bring up, high schoolers to make them NBA players. I'm not saying that. But at an elite level, you make people better around you. I don't see that. I think he has learned I can be better by myself.
Yeah.
I'm potent by myself.
I agree with you. I've seen that, especially before last year when they were, really competitive and finished third. There's stretches of games where you could see he doesn't believe in the guys on the floor with him.
Yeah.
And it's not that he was being selfish, like I got to get mine. It's like, I want to win, and I don't think we have a good
player
chance.
A is going to hit that bucket. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but last year, I understand your point. I think it's a key point. Does a guy make other players better? They used to say that about Jordan for years. He doesn't make his teammates better. I think De'Aaron last year did that to a degree, and then he was doing it in that series against the Warriors, but he got hurt.
Yes.
And then last year, you remember when he was the Jerry West Clutch Player of the Year, third team All-League, he would get to his spot, the bottom of the circle in the fourth quarter, even though everyone on the other team, including, their dance team, everybody knew that's where he was going, and he would still get there. And this year, he wasn't able to do that as much. And some of that is, Jerry Reynolds always tells us, team scout those things.
That's
they
right.
figure that out.
Yeah.
But I think physically there was something this year. We assumed it was his shoulder. I don't know if it was lower body. He wasn't quite the same this year.
Yeah, I would agree to that. I think there's an opportunity, and that's the great part about all of this. Lord willing, he has an opportunity to bounce back this year and dominate. I truly thought 2 seasons ago when he won the Clutch Player Award of the Year, he was doing things in a dominant fashion. Like there were a couple times, a couple of games, it was like, man, De'Aaron just taking his game over and no one can stop him. They could call 46 timeouts. The coach could put 3-on-1. They could press him. They were doing all kind of scheming around him, and he would just dominate. He would go get it and do what he needs to do. And to me, that's the first step. That's why I say it's superpower. He developed and learned like, oh, wait a minute. It's almost like X-Men. When they're younger, you watch it. Did you watch X-Men at all? Were you into X-Men at all? You send Dr. X or whatever to go out and scout Professor. Yeah, Professor Dr. X, right? Yeah. Professor X go out and do his thing. And
not Dr. X.
Okay, Professor. Excuse me, X-Men fans. I don't want to get blasted. Star Trekkies and everything. Professor X goes out, meets with the family, and the child is sitting there, and he's like, you don't know the great talent you have.
Yeah.
And, whatever that, I'm Cyclops. I can blow laser. You're like, yeah, fantastic. You see laser. Come see me, and I'm going to teach you how to hone it.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, 2 years ago, that's what De'Aaron, it's like he discovered, oh, wait a minute. I am faster than most people. I can get to where I want to go. I can dominate the ball. I am an elite level, scorer. I can be an all-star. I can be an all-league guy. And he did it. He put it together. And I think this year, for whatever reason, there were some setbacks in certain ways. He still balled, though. Don't get it twisted. He still had a great year. But I think now it's time for him to be like, oh, yeah. Which I think Edwards is finally realizing, which I think SGA finally realized this year. I'm better than most people in this league. I can do what I want to do. I am star. I am an elite. And when you discover that, the best thing about that is bringing people with you, your team, your fans, your organization. And that's a lot to shoulder, White. You know that. You definitely know that. You're a legend in yourself. But that's what separates greats to the best of all time, when you can harness that and push forward. And I think that's what we're looking for. And if he doesn't get that, no problem. It's okay to be all-star, all-league, all that type of stuff. Then you got to have probably 2 or 3 more of those pieces to actually go win a championship in my eye.
Someone makes a good point here about how there are times when it seems like he gets up for certain teams more than others. And that certainly has appeared to be the case with him. Yeah, when he gets his back up about, we're playing this team and they did this or that guy means that. Yeah, look out. All right, when we come back, tell you why the NBA may be headed to court over their new TV deal. Next with the Drive Guys, Sack.Sports.
Hey, movie fans, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the IMAX experience.
This was a human place. It is not yours.
It is now, isn't it? The combination of groundbreaking visuals and the immersive experience of the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen will make this an epic event. Don't miss out on the opportunity to see the next chapter, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, at the Esquire IMAX Theater. Grab your tickets at IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seat today.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike to the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear through the night tonight. Breezes will continue to diminish. By morning, our temperatures will be in the mid-50s. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm. Look for a high of 92. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA 3 app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors. It helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Progressive presents Flo and JB announcing a monster truck rally.
And here comes the Obliterator. Whoa! And he's up on 2 wheels. That can't be safe.
Oh, I don't recommend flipping your car backwards.
Did he even check his blind spot?
And the car's on fire.
I definitely don't recommend that.
This is one of my recurring nightmares.
Progressive is all about keeping it safe, so bundle your home and auto for 24/7 protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Coverage not provided for monster trucks. Not available in all states.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it,
feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Look at this on the YouTube chat, Jay, from Manny Too Legit. Dr. X, LOL.
Yeah, man, that's part rapper, part X-Man.
Yeah, Dr. X.
I couldn't remember. It was coming to me, and I was gonna say X, and I was like, people won't know what X means.
Everybody knows who it is.
Doc.
I got something on the TV package for the NBA, but speaking of TV and movies, you're talking about the X-Men. Yeah. I got a question for you. This used to be something that got thrown around on radio all the time, but things have changed now. So my question is for you, Jay, do you still have movies like this, or in this era of streaming, is this something that's going away? I thought it was done. I'm talking about when you're watching TV's on and a movie comes on and you're like, well, I got to watch it. Because I thought those days were done, but a couple weekends ago, visiting my my brother and sister-in-law, and Raiders of the Lost Ark came on.
Okay.
And I was like, well,
Indiana,
I gotta watch it.
Yep.
And then I think last weekend, they were running all the Star Wars movies because it was, as you know, it's your birthday, May the 4th, and The Empire Strikes Back came on. And I was like, well, I gotta watch it. Are there any movies that when you're watching TV, do you ever feel like, well, I gotta watch it?
Yeah, absolutely. There are. It doesn't matter if you've seen them 1,000 times.
Yeah,
you sit there. Yeah, there definitely are a few of them for me. Yeah. Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, because I thought maybe now in the era of streaming, it's like I don't need to watch it now because I can watch it any time I want. But it still had that pull for me.
Yeah, you can, but it's not the same.
Right.
Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, for me, 300. 300 is one of those movies. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Oceans. Love the Ocean. The newer Oceans, not the old 60s, 70s or whenever it was made.
You
the
like
Ocean
the one
series
with the women in it?
Nah, Ocean 8. And my wife gets on me all the time. She tries to turn it into a conversation that it's not. It just doesn't have a pizzazz as, the three.
I haven't seen it. So.
Yeah, Ocean's 8. Sandra Bullock and Rihanna. There's, it's cool, but it ain't Don Cheadle on them. And my wife is like, oh, you just don't like it because it's not Don Cheadle and all them guys. Like, no, it's just slower. It's a drab,
those I forgot. Those are good movies.
I give you one. Huge. I'm a huge martial arts guy. Huge. And this one it's not like jumping off the paper, but Bloodsport. I don't know why I always watch Bloodsport with Jean-Claude.
Really?
Yeah. I like Bloodsport.
If it's on, then I know what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now it's funny because
there's more.
We were talking about those Lord of the Rings movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're too long. It's like
way too long.
I don't. Yeah, I got to go to work tomorrow. I can't watch it.
Unless it starts at Friday night.
Yeah,
you're not gonna make it. Yeah.
Some movies is like, whoa, I gotta watch it. That movie's like, whoa, what time is it? Sorry,
got things to do.
Yeah. It's like getting invited to something you don't want to go to. Gee, I'd like to. Speaking of,
there's a bunch of movies that as I sit down and think about it, like if I see it, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not on that much anymore. I don't know if I'd still watch it, but do you remember Harrison Ford in The Fugitive? Tommy Lee Jones? That used to, when that came on, that was one I was like, whoop, I gotta watch
The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Even love the spinoff. What was the spinoff with Wesley Snipes?
Oh,
Not
something
Passenger
Marshals.
57. Yeah, there you go. U.S. Marshals.
U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, watch that too all the time. You know, if it pops up, I'm watching it. I mean, there's tons of movies. I love the Indiana Jones series.
Yeah.
The only one I didn't really care for was Temple of Doom. Didn't I? Was like,
Yeah, that one came on after the Lost Ark, and I had seen that movie when it came out, but I still didn't remember all of it. So
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
The
chewed monkey brains.
Yeah,
That's all
I'm
I
like,
remember. I was
nah.
like, damn.
Yeah. Bruce Lee's, anything that come on, you know,
Yeah.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
I'm
And
all
I know
about it.
everyone knows this, but the kid, Short Round.
Short Round.
He ended up, and I forget the actor's name. He just won like a Golden Globe.
Yes,
'cause
he
was in
did.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
And I didn't realize that was the kid until he was giving the Golden Globe speech.
Yep.
I'd seen the movies. I remember him, but I never made the connection till he was talking about, I want to thank Steven Spielberg. And I was like, floored. I was like, what? Oh, that's him.
The
I don't
Goonies,
believe it.
baby.
Yeah. So
Love it.
we know that the NBA is looking at maybe changing networks. Looks like ESPN is set for the NBA going forward, but TNT may lose out on it. Warner Brothers Discovery, they have the TNT package, and they have a right of first refusal. Here's the story. Looks like NBC is coming in and offering like $2.6 billion. Annual bid $2.58 billion, and they're talking about a Basketball Night in America telecast. So here's where this may get dicey. So Warner Brothers Discovery, they thought they had a right of first refusal. So, and they may not match it, but they apparently think, according to reports, they think that, all right, $2.5 billion. We go $2.5 billion. We've matched because we have the right of first refusal, and therefore we keep the package. But some are saying now the NBA is looking at it as, well, it's the same amount, but they're NBC Universal. They have more outlets. So even if you match them monetarily, that is not a match, and we're not obligated to give the rights to you. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah. You know what that sounds like? A bunch of people who at the top who's wearing suits, they just arguing.
Sources reiterated Wednesday the NBA believes a dollar-for-dollar match is not enough, that NBC is an over-the-air network with multiple broadcast windows and an RSN infrastructure that TNT cannot replicate. How about that?
Yeah.
We're headed to court on that, right?
We
matched.
are.
Yeah, you matched, but you didn't.
Yeah, that's what I said. It sounds like the suits just arguing over a few dollars. And when I say a few dollars to the networks, which would be a whole lot to us. But yeah, I don't know. And a lot of it really is coming down to, and you and Drapes had this conversation, the TNT show. Ernie Johnson is kind of the person that's going to hold up some of this. And then the other part about it is, we know NBC pushes hard because they have the Olympics, right? Like that's their baby. And to get back into what they're doing now, they got back into football as of late. And now, you know, they're taking the necessary step to get into basketball. But then when you really start to look around talking about streaming, all these streaming channels, they're grouping up with each other.
Yeah.
You know, one form or fashion.
Yes.
Or
they're bundling.
Yes, the bundling, or already owned by
Right.
a parent company. And so it's just, it's so blurry, gray line-ish. I don't know. And it's frustrating as someone that's trying to find a game sometimes. You're looking around, and like you and Kyle were talking about, I'm looking for something that's on True Sport, you know, on True TV. I'm like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, or that's the Friday night game. That's on Apple TV.
Yes. Thursday night football's on Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm a big boxing guy. You know, Amazon just got PBC, which is, you know, one of the big conglomerates in boxing. And a lot of people are complaining about Amazon, you know. And so Showtime and HBO, they've kind of washed their hands with boxing. You know, now you got ESPN and then the Zone, and it's just it's hard, man. It's a lot.
One of the things that's funny about this to me is that when the NBA first went to Turner, they went to TNT and Turner Sports in the early 80s. A lot of people laughed at the NBA and said, ha, 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 that's not even a broadcast network. How small time
Cable.
is the NBA? But yeah, cable. But Commissioner Stern was smart enough. He said, look, there's kids that are growing up now They don't know the difference between broadcast and cable. It's a TV channel.
Yeah.
It makes no difference to them. And I thought that was brilliant. And it's funny that now the NBA is going to TNT. Yeah, but you're not NBC. So we'll see where that goes. But it looks like either, we're going to lose inside the NBA on TNT or NBC or somebody else.
Form of it.
Back.
It's interesting. And then I guess my question, then what does the contract with, Shaq and Kenny and Chuck is going to be all right because he's got a few other things, but what happens with them?
I think Ernie Johnson's contract is with TNT,
right?
Yeah.
But what happens with Shaq and Kenny?
Yeah,
do they jump ship? Do they go somewhere else? Do you get a revised?
Yeah,
and even
if some of them stay, that show is so much about the producers. You know how important a good producer is. So we'll see. So enjoy it while you can. When we come back, how about this? Utah, Utah's trying to figure out what to call their hockey team, and they have a lot of ideas, and a lot of them stink. Next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear through the night tonight. Breezes will continue to diminish. By morning, our temperatures will be in the mid-50s. Tomorrow will be sunny and warm. Look for a high of 92. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for special offers right now. I'm Coach Doug Christie urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and save big on your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle right now. Visit FolsomLakeKia.com.
Hey, movie fans, playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the IMAX experience.
This was a human place. It is not yours.
It is now, isn't it?
The combination of groundbreaking visuals and the immersive experience of the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen will make this an epic event. Don't miss out on the opportunity to see the next chapter, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, at the Esquire IMAX Theater. Grab your tickets at IMAX.com/Sacramento and reserve your seat today.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies, first aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, Whitey here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill. It has turned me into a grilling pro. I grill something, I say, Lou Brock was a great griller, but today I'm the greatest of all time. They're built different, built better, built to last, made with the premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's Ace Hardware in Sacramento and now El Dorado.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up! and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of consumer cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh. Good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Talk of the NBA returning to NBC makes me think of Bob Albert, the Cavaliers leading Boston 83-72. Now the czar of the telestrator. Yeah. Cleveland leading Boston 83-72.
Come on, Cavs.
220. Yes. Let's go. Before we get to the Utah hockey team names, a couple of quick things on potential Kings free agents. You know, everybody here at Sacktown Sports, we're all very knowledgeable when it comes to the Kings, and everybody's throwing out names, this guy, that guy. I wanted to comment on two of my comrades' ideas. Chris Watkins was talking about DeAnthony Melton.
Okay.
Combo guard. I know he had a spinal issue this year with the Sixers, but man, he's been a good defender with Memphis. He's a good shooter. I think that's a great idea. They might not have to give him, if the Kings had any interest, they might not have to give him the whole mid-level. I think that's a tremendous idea. DeAnthony Melton, Chris Watkins, yes. Also, Carmichael Dave today tweeted something about, hey, keep it on Julius Randle. That's horrible.
I could talk to you about girth.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's a terrible idea. And from the looks of it, people kind of went after Dave a little bit. And bless you if you went after him for that, because Julius Randle's a terrible idea. Very high usage rate. He would want the ball all the time. No, thank you. No, thank you, Dave. See, this is one reason why I have this beef going with Dave.
I like it. Right. I like where you're going. They said you got relegated or something. What I heard, somebody had told me, while I was out, there was some smoke in the city.
Oh, you heard my line?
Yes.
That I'm working on?
Yes.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes, please.
And
deliver it.
I'm not very good at it, but just the line, and then I have to fit it into something. Carmichael Dave, they say you saved the Kings. That could be debated. Your reputation, like your friend's soccer team, relegated. So.
Kendrick, watch out. Okay.
Working on it.
That's all right. That's the start.
Yeah.
We'll get a couple of ghostwriters in there for you. We just won't tell nobody you ghostwrite.
You got to lay down some beats for me, and we'll see
we got you,
what
man.
we can
Come
do
on,
with that. It's great to have Jay back. Jay, I'm wondering what you think of these as we wrap things up here. The NHL, they're going to Utah, and bless them in Utah. They're very excited. But they have now their fans are voting on their team name, and they have 20 choices. And I think they're terrible. But, I mean, you tell me what you think here.
All right.
You like any of these, okay? I'll just go down the 20. If you even kind of like any of them, let me know. Okay?
Sure.
So it's the Utah. I don't think it's going to be Salt Lake City. The Utah Frost?
No.
Ice?
No.
Powder?
No.
Mountaineers?
No.
Freeze?
No.
Mammoth?
No.
Black Diamonds?
Okay.
Blast?
Okay.
Caribou?
No.
Blizzard?
No.
Swarm?
No.
Hive?
No.
Outlaws?
No.
Yeti?
No.
Squall?
No.
Fury?
No.
Glaciers?
No.
Canyons?
No.
Venom?
Okay.
And HC, which is hockey club, Utah Hockey Club.
Like a soccer team?
Yeah.
No. I got about 4 or 5 out of there.
Yeah, so you got Black Diamonds, Venom, Blast, I think
Blast,
you liked, right?
yeah.
I think those were your 3.
Fury, I think, was one of them.
Oh, you like Fury?
Yeah, I like
okay.
Fury.
Yeah. All right.
And the very first one, which was Frost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Really?
Yeah, Utah Frost. It works for hockey.
It sounds like a holiday party.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
are you going to the Utah Frost?
Yeah.
Who are you
A
asking
concert?
to the Utah Frost this year?
A sock hop?
Yeah. Do you have a date yet for the Frost?
Okay, all right. None of those touch you? Not even one?
I kind of like Mammoth in a way, but I get hung up on these stupid things. I don't know why it's not mammoths.
Yeah.
Because I
Plural.
assume they're talking about the woolly mammoth, like the elephant-looking things from the Ice Age. I don't know what those will have to do with Utah. Maybe that's where they used to hang out. But I'm not crazy about any of them. Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I'm with you. I got about 4 or 5 out of there.
All right.
I'll be okay with them, but they'll probably go with the most stupidest one.
Yeah. So I'll go with you. You said Black Diamond. I'll go with Fury. Since you like Fury.
Like the Fury.
Utah Fury.
Let's work on it.
Yeah.
Let's work on it.
All right. Back with you tomorrow. Thanks for being with us today. Thanks to Alex Smith. Thanks to Imran. And what do we have coming up, Jay?
Golf to Go.
Golf to Go is next. Scott Marsh, Frank LaRosa coming up on Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Kevin